I think. Yeah. Okay, we are live.
Oh boy, it's been a while.
It has been.
Got to work the rust off.
THC on the YT coming in the LT.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. Yeah, partly due to my fault, but I've been busy. Like schedule wise, I've been very busy. We just haven't been able to get our schedules to like mesh up.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it'll be nice once the wife is off of overnight. She's almost done. She's only got a couple more shifts left, and I'm off of overnights now too. So that's an added bonus. Like we're both off overnights after this month, right, which is awesome because overnights were killing us.
You guys aren't on the same rotation though, huh? When you do overnights, she's doing overnights.
Oh no, because then we don't have anybody to watch the kids. Right. Yeah, no. So it's been rough.
Yeah.
And now I got a couple of sick children. We're not sure what it is. They've had fevers and whatnot. So we're like, oh, God dang it.
We all know what it is, man.
I know.
It's that -19. Everyone's calling it COVID. I'm going with the -19.
I was like, I ran through this house already by now, especially with Ash's job. I mean, it had to have we had to have gotten this like 4 months ago. Like, what is going on? So yeah. But anyway, so we've been really busy, but it's all good now because things are slowing down for us. Things are looking really good. Like I'm in a stress-wise, things are getting really good for me. I'm really happy about that. I think I might be able to buy some more things. I'm pretty excited about that. Speaking of buying, we got some hauls that have come in. I got like a couple like little baby things, and then you got like the world's largest US to Canada haul coming on.
I got Hulk's left nut in a box.
Yeah, so as everybody knows, or anybody that like follows us knows, you got all those Hulk custom binds a while back. We did talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, now the same gentleman, Jeffrey, shout out to Jeff, man. I love that guy. He is so cool. Awesome
hell of a project. He's got a hell of a project on his hands, man.
He does.
Oh my God.
He does. He has a couple projects actually, but yeah. So you ended up buying. Well, you talk. It's your thing. What'd you buy?
Yeah, I mean, I bought. Well, last time the custom binds we talked about that was pretty much the entirety of like Peter David's run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know how many years of Hulk that was.
It was from 83 to 99.
Yeah, and so basically I bought like, what is that, 2000 through like 20, I don't even know, man. Like 2012, 2013.
Yeah, I think it's like 2012, I think it's like 2012, 2013.
Craziness. I mean, so yeah, the two Omnis in there, and then pretty much singles for like everything else. I don't even know all the runs. There's like Bruce Jones in there. There's the Jason Aaron stuff. It's absolute insanity. I never in my life thought I would have like 30 years of Hulk. Just absolute craziness. But
yeah, and it's all in boxes and things all around my office right now, just waiting for the borders to open back up.
Jeffrey, the Spartan that he is, decided he's gonna go with the one package, the one box route.
He did. It was 50 pounds. Carrying that bitch from my porch all the way down to my office was that was a journey. Yeah, that was I got my workout that day.
Yeah, you're turning into my Indiana Jones storage room for comic books.
Yeah, I know. I'm running out of room myself on my shelves because I got a couple hauls in, like little, nothing like that, but I got a batch of the singles in from the Batman from Jeff that I'm going to be binding to complete my. By when all's said and done, I'm going to have like a 50 volume custom bind run of Batman.
Crazy.
So I got enough books for 2 more volumes right now because we were just doing like in smaller shipments, but you went balls to the wall.
Dude, I don't know what's gonna happen with that Canadian dollars, so take advantage while it's not too bad.
Touche, sir. Touche. So yeah, I got a couple of those in, which was pretty exciting. I scored Secret 6, the Gail Simone run, not the 1 through 6 mini, but the 1 through 36 main run from 2000. What was that, 8? I think is what it was. I got that. I got all 36 issues off eBay for $35 shipped. I was like, well, hell.
Damn, that's a good
deal. Custom binds.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. So I got that coming in. I got the Brightest Day books to complete my Green Lantern custom bind run that once again Jeff helped out with. I got Joker Bronze Age Omnibus, so there will be an overview of that dropping probably sometime tomorrow morning, I would assume, or tomorrow afternoon, who knows. But anyway, so Joker Bronze Age Omnibus, I got that, and man, dude, I am so excited about like this book, and I'm sad because I honestly don't think the video does it justice.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, so the book itself, like story wise, was a blind buy for me. I know the book came out last year, like August of last year, and it's gotten like a lot of mixed reviews as far as the quality of the writing and the art's great. I flipped through it. The art's wonderful, but like as far as like the writing goes, it's very, people are like, like it's just sort of random appearances of Joker and whatnot, right? But damn, did DC go all out on this book. They did a magnificent job with this omnibus. So first of all, they did change the dust jacket to not look like Bronze Age, right? Mm-hmm. They changed them to look like a different like an Omni. And on the back, it's weird. They almost look like a Marvel approach, which I'm not gonna go into all the details. The video does all that tomorrow. But the thing that I did want to talk about that I absolutely loved about it is when I first looked at it, I go, the pages look weird until I opened it up. And I opened that book up and it's like thick newspaper print. It is amazing, and like you can smell the ink, like it smells like a brand new book. It was just, dude, it was incredible. I was like, this is so good. Oh my god. Then it's a sewn binding, which I love. So it's all sewn, which is great. Then the other thing I noticed that they did with it is, yes, it's an omnibus, so like it's oversized, right? But what DC did, they did not blow up the art pages. They just created white borders around like what would be extra, in an omnibus. Right. They just created white borders around it. So there is zero gutter loss.
Nice.
Which is amazing.
That's great.
And it kept the art to its original size. And for books that were printed in the 70s, like it's so awesome. I don't think anything was like quote unquote recolored. I do think they retouched up the colors, I guess you could say, to like make them more vibrant. And so it didn't look like a faded 70s issue. But yeah, I don't think that they did like actual recoloring or anything on it, and it just looks, and the back, man, okay, this part I'll tell you guys because I couldn't get it in the video very well, and I apologize. But if you get the omnibus, on the very back, on the back cover, behind the dust jacket, it's embossed, right? But it's Joker's face, like a giant, it takes up the entire back cover of just Joker's face. And it's sort of embossed in the back, but it's all black, so like you can't really see it. Unless you like hold it just right in the right light, which is a little frustrating, but it's so good. It's such a well done, well put together omnibus. And I really, especially for the older titles, I really, really wish DC would continue to use that paper quality. Like it's, a lot of other people might disagree, but I love it. It is so good.
No, I love that paper too, man. The thing I have, like, there was a point where DC and comics in general were using like that super glossy paper where if you're reading under a light, it was like,
sucks.
You had to move the page around. You had to dance around with this thing. So the newsprint, I totally feel you, man. And I know when you opened it, you're like, oh, the smell. That was one of the things you messaged me. I was like, yeah, man, there's something special about that smell, especially fresh, right off the press,
Yep.
Coming out of the wrap, damn.
Yep. No, it was absolutely incredible. So I haven't read it yet. Like I said, story-wise is a blind buy, but Amazon is having a huge sale, which is why I jumped on it. They had like a coupon and stuff that you could utilize, and I think I got it for $40 shipped. So I was like, worst case scenario, I read it, I dislike it, I could resell it, like it's whatever.
Right.
But yeah, for that price, I couldn't pass it up.
Just wanted to give a shout out to all the folks that are on here. I see some very familiar names: Rosie, Canadian Invincible Comics. Gautam's with us tonight. Gautam came back. Thank God. We've been away for a month, man. So I'm glad that,
people haven't forgotten about us.
Exactly.
Sandman. Yeah, we got Sandman, Greg.
Greg's back. Yep. We got some new faces too. Dark Lantern cruising through space, unless people are changing names. Sam, welcome everyone. Glad to see people are still up
RVA
and about.
playlists. Yes, awesome. Welcome everybody. We appreciate the shout outs and the love and not forgetting about us. It has been a while. We'll touch base on a couple things that we just kind of wanted to discuss, and then we'll just open and just have some fun with you guys tonight.
Yeah, man. I'm glad they're doing the emboss on the back now. Those Bronze Age kind of books were kind of boring.
They were very, very boring. A lot of people were mad about the Joker one too because it doesn't match the other Bronze Age ones. But dude, I don't care. That spine, oh, it's so good. I love the spine of that book. It's so well done.
I've gotten over my OCD on spine conformity. You know, maybe it's all the protests happening. I'm not sure. I just want it all to. Everything should just work together. You know, it doesn't matter if you don't match. We can all make it work.
Yes.
It's it's cool. That's
well,
cool,
right before we jumped on, Mike and I were talking. There's I don't know if anybody else has seen it. It was announced maybe an hour or so ago. Jason Fabok came on and dropped some images of, not of all, but of a good chunk of the 3 Joker covers, like the regular covers, and then a few of the variant covers as well. And hot damn, do they look good.
Damn, they look good. I'm going to try and pull
it up. Do you have them pulled up? We can actually show them. If you have them, I'll share the screen here.
All right, let me see. Oh, sweet. I can zoom in. All right. Let me share my screen. This is exciting. Sorry, guys. I'm going blind, so I got to zoom in and stuff.
Oh, sir. Get those eyes checked.
Tell me about it. Let me know if you can see this.
Yep, we can see it. You're good. So the thing that he said is that the main covers are going to have a hero and a villain cover. So you can choose either A or B basically for like the main covers. And then there's going to be 3 variants, I believe it was, for each one of the issues. And these are the variants.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that last one with the monocle, that's my new screen lock on my phone.
That's so good. But here's sort of
there they are right there.
Yeah. So some to be revealed, but I wonder who the hero will be for book 3. Jim Gordon, maybe they'll go with the whole Killing Joke vibe. Those 3.
I'm gonna go Jason Todd.
Could be Jason Todd too. Sure. Yeah, I mean, him and Joker have been through some things.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Jason Todd is.
Dude. Yeah, dude. Hot damn, those look so good. I love those covers. I think it was. If I remember correctly, Brad Anderson on coloring. So it was Jason Fabok and Brad Anderson. They both deserve shout outs on those. Yeah. They look so incredibly good.
I guess they've posted some pages and stuff too. So
oh, nice. I didn't know about that.
Guess it will be Jason Todd.
Beautiful. Yeah, man. Oh, how long have we been waiting for 3 Jokers now? I mean, come on. It's about time. This is great.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like Jason Fabok at least is bringing the heat.
Yes, I'm very, very, very excited by that news. So
yeah, that looks great. I guess I don't think I'm going to bring it up. There's something kind of
well,
I don't want to ruin things for people, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of old news by this point, I guess, because it happened like a week ago, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, it can ruin some stories for some people. So if you're a fan of Planetary, Transmetropolitan, anything else that Warren Ellis has done, I can't discredit him as a writer. He's a hell of a writer at the end of the day. But man, there's been some crazy news about that dude and Cameron Stewart. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty more guys coming out. So allegedly, and I mean, I guess there's been some admittance of guilt from both parties, but Cameron Stewart and Warren Ellis have both been accused of grooming women, abusing their power in the industry. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a damn shame.
Warren Ellis always did look creepy, though. I mean, it's with a situation like this. Like, if this came out where it was like, oh, Grant Morrison was in some crazy sex.
Yeah, what would happen if it was Grant Morrison? Well, no,
people would be like, yeah, I'll be disappointed if by the end of my life there are no allegations thrown towards Grant Morrison. I'd be like, you disappointed me, Grant. I thought you were a crazy man, but it turns out you're not as crazy as I thought.
Well,
I mean, there's something about people who are incredible at art and being insane. If Van Gogh's any indication of that, I mean, you know, I guess some people just do things that are creepy as hell.
It's unfortunate, man. It almost makes you wonder too, like, is it one of those things where like growing up they were like introverts, like they didn't like talk to girls and things like that. So then like when they got kind of this in the comic book world, this rock star status, you know what I mean, where people are like, oh my god, like
you're amazing.
I wonder if it just got to their heads and they just, I mean, I don't condone it at all, don't get me wrong, I think it's absolutely disgusting, but I'm just trying to think, like, why would you, like, what would even possess you to do something like that? The only thing I can think of is that it's just guys that never talk to girls, and then all of a sudden the circumstances completely did a 180 overnight, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh, and they just didn't know what to do. I don't know, it's weird, but I was bummed to hear about Warren Ellis, man. That one bummed me out bad.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely happens. Again, I don't know. You know,
they canceled DC. I mean, it was only like a 2-page thing, but DC canceled his was it Metal Knights or whatever that he was doing.
Yeah, 2-page story, but yeah, they said scrap it. It's got a guy grooming women in it.
They're taking this shit seriously.
Yeah, it makes sense. I guess I wonder what happens.
It's horrible.
I wonder what happens in a situation for like Cameron Stewart, because I think he's mostly been working on like independent.
His is a little bit creepier in my opinion, at least from what I understand. I didn't dive too deep into it because my mental health personally, I was like, there's just too much negativity. I can't keep diving deep into these stories. So I just glossed over them because I was like, I can't handle it. But from what I do know, his seems way worse from what I read. His was like underage girls. Well, apparently in Canada it's legal, but like it's still highly frowned upon when you're in your 30s talking to a 16-year-old. That's still creepy. I don't give a shit if it's legal or not. That's creepy.
No doubt. Yeah. Aren't there some states where it's like 14 a woman can get married to a guy?
I don't know, man. Probably, but still, like
it is creepy. No doubt, it is very creepy.
You're in your 30s talking to you're old enough to be your daddy, dude. That's gross.
Dude, if I talk to a girl and I find out she's 22, my sister's age, I'm like, this is too far.
Yeah, and you're like, what, 27 or 26?
I'm 27, yeah, I'm 27, so.
And you're like, ooh, 5 years, can't do it.
Can't, too much. You're my sister's age now. Not good. Yeah, it's very creepy. Again, though, I'd sometimes with these UK guys, like, if they said stuff about Mark Millar, Alan Moore, Grant Morrison, I'd be like, yeah, of course they did. I don't hold it past him. I mean, well, it's not good that they do it, but it's like, yeah, these guys write. Have you read their comic books? There's sex in every other book. Like, what are we thinking about? They think of these insane ideas. Like they've clearly got something different going on in their head. It's kind of creepy. It is creepy though, man. I love Planetary.
Very creepy.
Did reread Planetary recently. That's it's quite a comic book. Quite a story.
Yeah, I'm reading Secret Six for the first time right now.
Oh, tell me, sir. Actually, hold on. Start the rant. I got to get my charger.
Yeah, you're good. So I started. So David, I don't know if he's watching right now, but David Robertson, if you're watching, buddy, he actually reached out to me and was asking me about Secret Six, and then he was talking about binding. I was like, I've never actually read Secret Six. I was like, it's always been on my short list, but I never got around to it. He's like, oh, dude, you got to read it. It's a really great run. So I was like, all right, well, I need some new bedtime digital reading, so I'll dive into it. So I read the mini first, the 1 through 6 that Gail Simone did. Really enjoyed it. I love Ragdoll. Ragdoll is great. That is like, I love Ragdoll so much. I'm like, this is one of the greatest characters ever. Deadshot grew on me as a character a little bit. I was like, this is good. I like what Gail Simone did here. This is awesome. So then I dived into the main run, the 1 through 36 run, pre New 52. And I love the fact that Bane was in it. However, the problem, well, it's not a problem. It's kind of fun for a while. Now it's sort of becoming problematic and I have to quit doing it because now it's just getting a little weird. But in the very beginning, it was really funny because every time I would read Bane, I would read it in the Harley Quinn voice. So like there was the line in the book where he was like, I told you, Venom is addictive. I'm just like laughing my ass off because that's how I keep hearing it.
Yeah.
And he's like being serious. He's like, she just needs a father's love. I'm like, what?
Bane's trying to be philosophical.
Yes. And I was reading it in that voice, and it was like, it made the reading for the book way funnier.
Right.
But I'm only on like issue 11, I think, right now. So I'm not too terribly far in. I think I'm only like around issue 11. But issue 9 is by far one of my favorite issues of any comic book. Like, it is up there, like probably my top 5, for sure top 10, possibly top 5. Probably for sure top 10. I'll just leave it at top 10. It's in there for my top 10 for like one of my most favorite like single issues of any comic. It was, for those that haven't read, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it basically takes place during the time where it's the Batman Battle for the Cowl was going on. So it was a tie-in issue for the Battle for the Cowl. And it's the only 3 people in the issue is Ragdoll, who's dressed up as Robin the entire time, which is just hilarious. Then you got Bane, which is just amazing. And then you have Catman. And it just really kind of dives into like Catman and Bane. Like, Bane keeps saying Catman wants to be the Batman, and all these reasons why, and Catman saying no, it's Bane, and like they're going around like saving children from like these would-be kidnappers and stuff, and they're doing it in their own fashion of killing them and ripping off arms and heads, and I mean it's awesome, but it's very graphic, very violent, but it's just this really philosophical issue, and I absolutely love it. It was so good. I actually got done reading that issue, and I think I messaged you right when I got done reading it, and I'm like, this is like the best issue. It made me just fall in love with Bane as a character that much. Like, I've always loved Bane, but that issue just like, it really got to the heart of Bane, and I absolutely loved it. Like, Gail Simone did such a great job writing Bane, and I loved it so much.
The only thing that frustrates me when I read an issue like that is you'll read something like that, and then you'll go and read like Tom King's Batman, where Bane is once again angry and he wants to get complete and utter vengeance on Batman, and you're like, what's with the multiple personality disorder going on? Like, here you're like, you can be Batman, nobody could be Batman, and then like Nightwing shows up and they're like, oh well he's gonna try and be Batman, and Bane's like, God help him. So it's like they have so much respect for Batman, but at the same time, you read a story that's like supposedly later in continuity, and then Bane is once again like, "Oh, you fought me back, you defeated me. Now I need to destroy you again." You know what I mean? It just gets a little weird. But that was a
well, maybe that's post Venom Bane, whereas this was pre-Venom Bane. This is before, this is him trying to wean himself off of stuff. So
that's right. So
maybe that has something to do with it. Because in this one, when he doesn't, in Secret 6, when he does end up taking Venom again, his entire personality changes.
Yeah.
So
that's right. Have by issue 11, has the identity of Junior been revealed?
Yes. Yep.
What a freaky ass
that threw me off. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Well, first I'm like, Junior, like, who's this Junior person? And then like they start showing them like in the cloak and the mask and stuff, and they're like walking on like the crutches and the crippled leg and stuff. I'm like, man, like, how do they move so fast if they're like this like crippled thing? I don't know, it kind of throws me off. I will say this though, when it's unmasked and you find out who they are, well done, Gail. Well done. That was good. And the twist about I don't want to go into it for people that haven't read it. I mean, it's a 10-year-old story. If you haven't read it, spoilers. But I was pleasantly surprised with the twist she did. Not just the relation, but the actual being itself, if that makes sense. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
that was well done. I was not expecting that at all. At all. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah. That's definitely an underrated run, especially at the number of issues it got to. Like, you rarely
36
mention it, rarely, but that it's really good. It was kind of, she rebooted it in the New 52, not as good.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that I can skip the New 52. Just read like the mini and then the main run and just bind those. And I think there might be like a couple tie-ins that you need to get to kind of, but they're like, don't worry about New 52.
No. She got too woke, man. No, it just wasn't good. Just wasn't
no, she was. That's a great run though. So I am gonna bind it. So, anyways, going back to David, me and David are actually both binding it, and he was asking me about wanting to do a die stamp from Herring and Robinson.
That's right. Yeah.
Since they don't have one created, it's gonna run like $75 or $70, something along those lines, to create a new one. And for one person to pay for that, that's kind of pricey. So he's asking if I would want to go in on die stamps with him. I was like, well, turns out I'm actually going to be binding Secret Six, so I'll just split the cost with you. So we're actually going to get a Secret Six die stamp made for our Secret Six custom binds we're doing.
Look at you guys, fancy.
I know,
fancy, man.
I know.
You guys are opening the avenue to future Secret Six binders as well, which is great.
We are. So. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
So Herring and Robinson will have a Secret Six bind at some point in the near future, or a Secret Six die stamp at some point in the near future, if anybody's interested.
Yeah.
Or if anybody wants to throw in on it with us and split it even more, it's even make it even cheaper. We're down.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's good. I'm really, really digging Secret Six.
Dope. Yeah, man, I've been trying to sing that series praises for years and years now. I started a petition at one point to have an omnibus made, but it didn't really go anywhere.
I'm with. No, I agree. Do you want to throw the screen for you?
Sure. Yeah. Just briefly talk about some.
I was gonna say I saw a screen pop up, so I was like, oh, you want to throw this up?
I saw some tidbits of news come out before we jumped on here. For anyone who's a fan of Warhammer 40K, I personally have heard of the franchise, and I've played some video games for the franchise, but never like gotten into the.
There's video games.
Novel. Oh yeah. They're like real-time strategy games. They've had a few action games as well, where it's like a third-person shooter.
Huh.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. It's a fun world. It's a fun world for sure. And so it's coming to Marvel Comics. Kieran Gillen at the helm, writing it, with Jason Burrows doing the artwork. They basically said they're doing this Marnius Calgar. I'm sure there are super fans out there yelling at me now. They're doing this series first, sort of telling the origin of this dude right here. So that makes it seem like it's going to be a mini series, but I guess maybe they're just trying to test the waters, see how things go. But if anyone's a fan of Warhammer 40K, there's going to be some comics dropping soon. Kieran Gillen, if you've read Die at all at Image
Die
Comics,
is great. Die is a really good read.
He's a huge fan of tabletop games. Clearly, I imagine he's done a bunch of Warhammer 40K geeking out, so I suspect it'll be a pretty satisfying mini for the fans out there, for sure. Yeah,
no, that's pretty epic.
We'll see what happens. If it could be, his Star Wars was great. We'll see what happens with this.
Star Wars was wonderful, and you got Jason Burrows on art, man. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. We'll see what comes out.
Oh, sure, cannot go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, for those that are, I mentioned this a few months back. I didn't go into detail though, because I didn't want to give out the information in case it got bought out before I did it myself. But if you guys, for anybody that's interested in the Ghostbusters hardcovers, obviously mass hysteria, massively out of print. Unfortunately, the only way to get that one, unless you get really lucky, is to pay outrageous prices for it. Interdimensional cross rip, that one's still been around. That one's still easily available. But Total Containment was one that people kept saying was out of print. You can't find it on CGN, IST, Amazon. eBay prices are like $100, something along those lines. It was a lot more. Well, a few months ago, I discovered that IDW directly, so if you go to like IDW Publishing's website, you can actually order Ghostbusters Total Containment through their website. It was $50 shipped, because it's free shipping after $35, so it's $50 shipped. And they still had copies of the Total Containment hardcover, and they were cover price, like I said, $50. But that is the cheapest and only place that I've been able to find it, aside from like eBay or Amazon third party, where they're selling them for a lot more. So for anybody that is remotely interested in those Ghostbusters worlds that are looking for Total Containment, go to IDW Publishing, and they have them there. You guys can buy them in stock there. So I ordered mine. It's shipped. It's coming to me. So now I can spread the love.
Yeah. You secured your piece.
I secured it. So I'm pretty excited. I'm bummed about Mass Hysteria though, because that one's pricey. Right now it's going on. Well, it's not going on eBay for this much. People are asking on eBay. It was like $220, $225 for a $50 IDW book, and I'm like, So
crazy.
There is that, but so yeah, I wanted to announce that in case anybody was interested. You guys can find that there. Spread the love.
So one thing I noticed is I saw that Rick Remender's got a new series coming out in October. Image Comics. Pretty excited for it. It's called The Scumbag.
Oh, I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah, and so what I don't know if it's going to be ongoing or not. So what they're basically saying right now is he's going to write every issue, but the first issue is going to be drawn by Louis LaRosa, and then every issue is going to have a new artist. So it'll be like the list so far is Andrew Robinson, Eric Powell, very exciting, Tula Latte, Wes Craig, Roland Boschi, Simone DeMio, Duncan Fegredo, Yannick Funkin DeGrado. No, Duncan Fegredo, Yannick Paquette, Mike McCone, Dave Johnson, Mirendo Denicio.
Damn.
A lot of different flavors. So they're each going to do an issue. I don't know if that's like the total number of issues that there's going to be. Like it's already all been planned out, and that's the list of artists. But should be pretty exciting. Always love a Remender book, especially one called The Scumbag. Should be fun. Yeah.
A lot of talented artists there for sure.
Yeah. One other cool thing is, so DC's been releasing these like 80th anniversary issues. I don't know if you've seen them, but I wasn't sure if they were like new stories. It turns out they are. And basically in the most recent this past week, the Green Lantern one came out, and it's actually got the final story that Dennis O'Neil wrote in his lifetime.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a Green Lantern, Green Arrow sort of reunion. And they go, they do their whole hard traveling heroes thing. They travel around a little bit, teach each other some lessons. But very cool if you're interested to own one of the last things that Dennis O'Neil worked on. Go and try and find a copy of it. It's been a pretty hot book from what I've heard.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I actually went after he passed. Kevin Smith reposted the interview that he did with him a few years ago.
Nice.
On Fat Man on Batman. And so I re-listened to that interview. Dude, it is such a good interview. Like,
yeah,
so good. For anybody that maybe heard it years ago or whatever, I strongly suggest re-listen to it. It still holds up. Like the stuff he talks, it's just like his history, and like I forgot that he talked about his addiction, and like you don't like when you see Denny O'Neil, you see like this. Well, at the time, you saw like this like kind of little 80-year-old man. You don't really see you don't see like the crazy stuff, and he's like, oh no, and the way he talks and stuff, it's like he's like, oh no, I definitely did my fair share of coke coke and alcohol, and I'm like, what?
yeah working the dirty streets as a reporter.
Yeah and I think it's St. Louis, if I remember right, and then in New York, and it was interesting. He has some good stories too. And he's so respectful of everybody that he talks about. Like you can even tell, like there are some things where he's like, well, I think Neil might remember it differently than me, but and he goes, but who knows who's right? It's been 60 years. And I'm like, dude, that's like major respect for like the people that he worked with. Like that was really cool. He's a very classy guy. So really fun interview. Yeah. Oh, real quick, I'm going to bring this up. I'm curious if anybody else in here, I'm brand new to this. I'm curious if anybody else that's watching can comment on this and let me know. So I just got in today a PC that has Hyperspin built into it. For those that don't know what Hyperspin is, it's like MAME and pinball and like all that kind of stuff, right? So it's got like every game, or well, not every game, but it's got like every console from like Atari all the way up through like PlayStation 2. And it has like tons of different games and stuff on there. Like earlier today, me and my kid were playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on Sega Dreamcast. Like it was epic. We were just having a blast.
Sweet.
But so I'm curious. I'm brand new to this. I just got it today. So we were messing around on it. So I'm just curious if there's any games I should check out that like I'm not familiar with. If anybody is familiar with it or has it or anything like that. Also, I noticed there's a game, dude, that then this does mean to comics too. I do need to play. I actually forgot this game existed. Back in the Acclaim days, first of all, there was a Shadow Man game, right? From Valiant in the Acclaim days.
Yep.
On N64, not a very good one. But there was another game that I forgot about. I think it was on PlayStation 1. And it was Iron Man and Exo Manowar.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea.
I was flipping through it today and it came up and I go, oh my God, I forgot all about it. I think it was Exo Manowar. Wow. It's definitely an Iron Man game and it said Exo. I think it was Exo Manowar. Now I'm going to watch now. I'm probably off. It's probably like Exo something else. Yeah, no, Exo Manowar. Iron Man and Exo Manowar and heavy metal.
Sure, yeah.
That it was on Sega Saturn.
Wow.
Game Boy, Game Gear, and PlayStation 1. It came out in 1996. Back in the Acclaim days. Yeah, Iron Man and Exo Manowar in heavy metal.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I know the graphics don't hold up, but I am totally playing this game later. It's like a side scroller, but you can be Exo Manowar, dude.
That's sweet. Who knows what version of Exo Manowar though? The Acclaim Days version.
Oh, I'm so excited,
dude. That's dope.
I know the graphics like don't hold up, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I had no idea that.
Oh, existed. Dude, let me see if I can actually like see if you can see that.
Oh wow. Oh man, those graphics. Yeah, that looks dope.
Dude, it's so
sick. It's like one of those arcade beat 'em ups, those side scrolling beat 'em ups.
From what I understand, yes. It looks like RVA Playlist says it was a fun game, so he must have played it before. I haven't played it yet. I just happened to see it when I was scrolling through the list on Hyperspin. I was looking for certain games, and they don't have all the games I wanted, but they do have a ton of stuff. So I'm super. They have a bunch of Zelda games, dude. I'm so excited. Wind Waker. Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. Dude, it's got it all. I'm so excited. Excited.
You never have to buy a console in your life again.
Well, not if I want to play old games. It only goes up through like PS2 because after that, like the graphics get too good and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, it's super fun though. Thundercats pinball. Because like people made like on virtual pinball, people have created their own pinball like on the computer, and they just upload them, and then you can download them. So there's like a Thundercats pinball. There's a Masters of the Universe one. There's all sorts of cool stuff, man.
That's dope.
So anyway, if anybody is familiar with those things, I do have some questions. Maybe we can talk later. But all right, is that everything we wanted to cover? Woo! Sorry, these images are awesome. Not sure what images you were referring to. Sorry, Galtham. So was that everything, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, we can dive into comments. Yeah, if he's talking about our little, border for our.
Oh yeah, maybe some of the border. That's all, Mike.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I hand drew everything.
Yep.
Really tried to channel. I really tried to channel the original artists, but
not tracing either.
No, I think I did it better.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Rosie, hey, what is up? Canadian. Welcome back, guys. Well, welcome back to you folks as well. RVA, Gautham, how's it going? Cruising through space, digging the logo. Looks like a weed shop. It was done on purpose.
Yeah,
that was done on purpose.
I am Canadian, so I mean.
Speaking of that, remember how I ordered a shirt like a month ago because we wanted to like test out the quality and stuff before we were like, hey, if anybody wants a shirt, I still haven't gotten it yet. They said there's gonna be a delay due to COVID, but this has been over a month now. So I think I'm gonna call them tomorrow and be like, "Where the fuck is my shirt?"
Yeah. Wow.
Hey guys, good to have the live show back. Well, thank you. Good to be back.
Glad to be back. Yeah.
Greg, it's been a while. It has. It's all my fault. I apologize.
Damn it.
A lot of people talking about the Hulks. Here's a question you can answer for Gautham. Has anyone bought the Batman Black and White Omnibus? Yay or nay?
I got it. I personally loved it. If you're not a fan of short stories, because that's what it is. It's a compilation of short stories. If you're not a fan of that, skip it. I'd say there are some amazing creators in there, though. Neil Gaiman does a great story with, I think it was Simon Bisley or Sam Keith. Damn, I feel so bad. I think it was Simon Bisley, though. You get some Bruce Timm in there. There's a whole bunch of creators just bringing the heat with these 6 to 8 issue, 6 to 8 page stories. I personally really dug it. I thought oversized, it looked great. And DC's really good at making the black a really nice solid black ink. So it looks great with the black and white as well. Binding's tight too. It's great. Tight in a good way, It's solid.
Awesome.
I like it.
Xander Blitz, evening, gents. Hello.
Evening to you.
Dat boy Steve. Yo, what's up, Eminem? Long time no see.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the first person that's ever referred to us as Eminem.
Eminem. There you go. Eminem.
In your mouth, not in your hand. Robert, I just joined. What's up, sir?
What's up, Robert?
Galtham, I'm going to just wait for the deluxe edition to collect all these Joker variant images.
Fair enough.
That's not a bad way to do it.
Yeah.
This is all about the Joker. Gorgeous. So awesome. Love those covers. Oh, that's what he was referring to. These images are awesome. He's referring to the Joker.
Okay, fair enough.
Are we ready for another Joker ongoing? I think this one's only a 3-issue mini. I don't know. I guess it depends on who would write it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do an ongoing, man. I think there's just so much Joker. There's so much Joker. I mean, James Tynion's doing that Joker War arc. You got these 3 Jokers. I do like it though. I guess when a new writer, I always like a new writer's take on Joker though. A take on him I've never seen before. I always like that.
I do agree though that I think villains in general should have more ongoings than they do.
Right. Sinestro had, he went for a little bit. He kept it going for a little bit. Red Lantern's had a series. I mean,
yeah, I do think villains don't get enough love as far as getting their own runs. Yeah, and a lot of times if they do, it's team up books like Secret Six, Red Lanterns. Like it's not a solo title.
Yeah, Lobo had a few minis as well, but he's not really a villain. I mean,
he's just kind of an anti-hero.
Going where the money goes. Going where the money goes. Yeah.
He actually had an ongoing for a while. It lasted like 60-something issues. I've actually been trying to track them down, and trying to track those down is one of the hardest books I've ever had. I've never had a hard time finding stuff. I mean, I always like the price, but I've never had a hard time finding them. Lobo, I found all of his minis. Those are easy, but like that main run, dude. I'm having such a hard time finding those books.
That's not in those new trades that were released?
I don't believe so. No, not all of them anyway. If they are, it's not all of them. Gotcha. But I want to say the trades were only all the mini collected. I don't think it was any of the ongoing.
Right. I guess if Keith Giffen didn't write the ongoing, then probably. So
yeah, I'm really struggling trying to find those, even in local shops, online, eBay. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
Fabric stuff looks great. Love his issues and Snyder's read along.
That's right. Those Batman Eternal issues.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we are doing the hardcover comic read along. It's Batman New 52. Currently, we are on Batman Eternal.
Yes.
Once we finish Eternal, we will go back into the Snyder run, but that is currently what we're reading. And it's a big group of people in there. Not everybody participates or comments, but we have quite a large group of people in there. So if anybody's interested, it is on the Line app, Line. And then all you need to do is just find Mike or myself. You can either myself, I think I'm under Draven 402. And Mike, what is yours?
The Superior Nova.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a badass handle back in the day, man. Marvel War of Heroes.
Whoop whoop.
Present.
This is in regards to the sexual allegations. Was also Scott Alley and Charles Brownstein too.
That's right.
Yep. Shout out to all the people from Canada and Mexico, the bro countries of America.
We're all Americans, man. North Americans.
North Americans.
That joke.
Question to both the chat and Eminem. Some people say they can separate the work of these accused people from their actions. Is that really possible, though? I find it hard to do personally.
Depends on the severity of the actions, I think.
I could see that.
I think because Michael Jackson did what he did, but Thriller, Smooth Criminal, it's undeniable, man. Come on. You tell me you're not going to want to move when Smooth Criminal comes on? Stop.
Yeah.
Let's not kid around. You know, you can judge. Fiction is so, like, especially with comic books, I don't think it's that hard for me personally to detach myself from the creator, unless it's Grant Morrison, because Grant Morrison it's like he's just vomiting himself up on the pages, and it just reeks of Grant Morrison. But like Warren Ellis, again, I finished, you know, I was reading Planetary, the accusations came out, I finished reading Planetary. It's not like I was completely disgusted by it, but I do look at the stories a little differently now. I can see a little creepiness in them.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think it would depend upon the severity and things like that. And I don't know. I guess I was never a major Warren Ellis fan to begin with. Nothing against Warren Ellis. It's just something I never really got into a whole lot of his stuff. I do have that Hellstorm custom bind I did though, and I did debate on selling that. I was like, I don't know, should I sell it or not? I did debate it. I'm still debating it. We'll see. But no, if it was something like Garth Ennis, like, if it ever comes out that Ennis is a creep, dude, my heart is just gonna drop, and I'm gonna have to just give up comics at that point. I can't.
You read Preacher, right?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder. You read Crossed? You remember?
No, I won't read Crossed. That's the thing. I won't do that.
You know what happens in it. You know he kept going.
I do know what happened.
You stopped that.
Yeah, no, I do know. But like Neil Gaiman, like if stuff came out about Neil Gaiman, dude, I would just be so crushed. I don't know what I would be able to do. So I mean, luckily it's so far what's happening is it's happening to people that, for me, I'm kind of like, I wasn't really like a diehard fan of their work. But if it did happen with like Gaiman or Ennis or like Jason Aaron, God forbid, or Colin Bunn, which is like the nicest guy in the world, but like if something along those lines came out, dude, like would I ever be able to read Six Gun again? Probably not. Like that would be, I don't know, it'd just be so hard, especially when you've met them. And I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, the severity. It's hard to say. It's creepy though. Not a fan of creepy.
Fair enough.
For me, Ellis always looked very passive aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's tried to hide who he is.
Well, I don't know if somebody was just making fun of him or if he really called himself, like, what was it, Uncle? Maybe somebody was making fun of him because it's like Uncle Fart Daddy or some shit like that. And I was like, what is this, Uncle Fart Daddy? Ugh. Yikes. Oh, hang on. So I was just talking about Lobo. Rosie just linked me and he goes, hey man, here you go. Here's some lots on eBay that are running right now for the Lobo run. I was like, oh,
you got your own. You got what? What's going on?
Apparently there's a few lots. I don't know, dude, but I'm stoked. Thank you, Rosie. I will, they're bids, so I don't have to worry about anybody like stealing them out from under me during the show because they're just bids. But thank you, Rosie. I'm gonna check those out later, man. That's awesome. I just happened I got a ding on the old watch and I was like, what is this?
I gotta think of some runs to try and get myself on next time.
I will say, man, I've had a hard time finding those, so that's cool. I mean, I haven't looked probably in the last couple of weeks, but I look at least once or twice a month and I have a hard time finding those.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man, that every other goddamn lot you found has been a sweet deal. And this one has been a goddamn pain for you.
Shit. I know. I do get really lucky, don't I?
Dude, Tom Strong's amazing. Whoa, all 35 issues for $18. Yeah.
I do get really lucky, or like the already done custom binds and from like other collectors and the price. But hey, I try to share the love though. I mean, that's how you got no. I try to share the love.
I'm not mad at you, man.
I do get pretty lucky at times, that's for sure.
Can't hate the player, hate the game.
That's true. Love Ellis as a writer. Dug how he engaged with his fans going back to his forum, but there was always the creep factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Galtham. Whoa, that's an awesome Bane, Matt.
Guess when you were imitating Bane.
Yeah.
Well, you kill him, man. Yeah. If they ever fire whoever's doing it now.
Oh, dude, I would love it. Please let me do it.
Just tell them your rate is lower.
Yeah. Oh, it will be. It'll be way lower. I'm not SAG. I don't have a SAG card, dude. It'll be way lower.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude. Let me do it. It'll be fun. And then they can even make jokes about why does Bane sound slightly different? They can even make jokes about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm back on the Venom. Ah. What was that line from the very first season? Like when they were teasing it before the show even dropped, and we just died laughing. Oh, it's called HPV, and everybody has it.
It's a very common disease.
All sexual adults have it. Right. God, that cracked me up. I laughed so fucking hard. I love that show. I'm behind. Are you behind on Harley Quinn still?
Oh, so behind.
Yeah, I'm behind too. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Harley Quinn, and I'll throw this out there so then we can build up some comments and talk about it here in a little bit. But is anybody else watching Stargirl right now?
Not high.
It's on DCEU. I think it's also on the CW. I've been watching DCEU. I'm like 1, maybe 2 episodes behind right now. Dude,
good.
It's really good. I swear to God, I'm not joking. I'm even my buddy messaged me the other day because he has my HBO. He messaged me the other day and he goes, dude, you watch Stargirl? And my buddy does not watch comic book stuff. He's not a comic book fan at all, anything like that. He's like, do you watch Stargirl? And I was like, yeah, I'm like an episode or 2 behind right now, but yeah, I watch it weekly. Why? What's up? And he goes, dude, it's really good. I just watched the first episode. And I said, yeah, I'm actually surprised at how good it is, to be honest with you. I thought it was gonna be super corny and dumb. And he then like he messaged me back. He goes, dude, I'm caught up. This is a really good show. I was like, it is, man. I'm like an episode or 2 behind, but it is really good. And the reason why, here's my theory on why it's so good. Jeff Johns has a very heavy hand in it. I think he's executive producing. Maybe even wrote, but obviously it's based on a character that he created. And he has a very, very, very heavy hand in this show. Whereas like the other like CW shows, he doesn't have a very heavy hand in. And so I think that's why Stargirl is a lot better. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was gonna be super corny and dumb.
Yeah,
it's not. It's really good. I like it a lot. It's a really good show. Some of the special effects are a little like, but overall, it's a great show.
Damn it, Matt! If Doom Patrol hadn't
tomorrow,
started, is it tomorrow? I thought it was tonight. I thought it was today.
Is it? I thought it was tomorrow. Oh my God, maybe it is today. I thought it was tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, we have to end this live stream. I need to go watch the first season or the first episode of Doom Patrol season 2.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Oh, dude, is it today? I thought it was tomorrow. Shit. Now I'm pulling up DC Universe right now to see, because if it's on, I'm totally watching it tonight before I go to bed.
Oh yeah.
I don't care how it is.
2 episodes are out. Good. Soon.
No, dude, I'm never going to bed. Shit.
Yes,
all right. Well, fuck. I mean, this is awesome for those of you guys that are behind and haven't seen Doom Patrol because you guys didn't have DCU or whatever, but now you have HBO Max. Maybe please check out Doom Patrol. I cannot stress you enough how amazing that show is. Alan Tudyk, oh my God, he's like probably the greatest character of the show. Brendan Fraser's Robot Man, I thought it was gonna be like the dumbest thing I'd ever heard of in my life until I watched that show, and I went, he is the most perfect robot man if there ever was one. It is totally Brendan Fraser. It is okay. I don't want to spoil anything. It's such a great show. Anyways, moving on. Got it, dude. This is awesome. Why do we gotta be recording right now? No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. I'll record all night. I just won't get any sleep. Doom Patrol. All right, watching that tonight. Moving on. Kaylee Cuoco, Lake Bell, and Alan Tudyk, and that's all for Harley Quinn. Yeah, they're all great. Lake Bell is the amazing Poison Ivy. She's so good. Sam was replying back to Steve. It's a case-by-case basis for me on whether I could read, watch, or listen to something again. But if I do, I can never forget about what happened. You'd probably look at it in a different light, I would think.
Right.
I've heard Harley Quinn is really good. I'll have to add it to my list. RB, you have no idea, man. Harley Quinn is hilarious. It is a show that me and Mike both said we never knew we wanted to watch. Like, we never thought it was a show we wanted. We were like, this is going to be dumb. And then we watched it, and every episode, we laugh hysterically. It's like South Park for comic book nerds. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it is fantastic.
I wish the comics were that fun. But again, it's not even, you couldn't even do it in comics. It's the voices, it's the animation.
Yes, Frank the Plant, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Dr. Psycho. Like, you can't even look at these characters in the comic books anymore.
That was the other thing. When I was reading Secret Six and Dr. Psycho appeared in the mini.
That's right. Yeah.
All I kept hearing was like his voice.
Dude,
oh my god.
Shark the same way again. I mean, that's
very true. It's very, very true. It has ruined any serious reading for me. Watch it now, like right now. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Galtham. It looks like we've had 3 people jump off our live stream. They're probably all going to watch Doom Patrol. They're like, oh shit, Doom Patrol came out. Yeah, 3 people just dropped off to go watch Doom Patrol. Greg, speaking of Gail Simone, I bought her Wonder Woman Omnibus. I was rather surprised by how good that was.
She had a strong streak in her. Gail Simone did, for sure.
Yep. See, unfortunately, none of my faves have been accused so far, as I don't root stuff anymore. I feel like their heroes would let me down big time. Dad Boy Steve again with a question. Mike and Matt, I have a very important question. Very, all capitals. Oh, we just lost another to Doom Patrol. I'm just going to start saying that every time someone drops up. Have you been washing your hands and wearing your mask since the last stream? I'll let you answer first.
I've been washing my hands, definitely. Sanitizing, even though the CDC has said now that it can't be transmitted over surfaces. I'm still doing it just because it's what I was doing before the coronavirus. Is just
because I'm a healthy individual who washes their hands after shitting.
Like there's like a feeling my hands have if I come outside and I don't wash them in the house. It's I can't not wash them. But wearing a mask, I haven't worn a mask. The only time I wore a mask during the whole pandemic is when I went to the hospital because they force you to. I haven't worn a mask much.
Yes and yes for me. The reason being, for those that follow us, you guys know my wife's a respiratory therapist, and she is around COVID patients every day that she works. So we have a little bit stricter like cleaning policies and things, like when she comes home from work, things that she has to do before I'll let her in the house. No, like before, like she has to like strip down. She has to like strip down in the garage, then come into the house, go throw her clothes immediately in the washer, go take a shower, that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, my wife is a very, very large proponent on being safety. She goes, it's not even necessarily for the sake of us and like our health. She's like, her view is, I'm trying to keep grandpa and grandma healthy, you know, whoever's grandpa and grandma out there. Like, she goes, that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, and we've had, I don't know, like I said, it's probably ran through our house already, and we have 2 kids right now that have fevers and stuff, so who knows what it is. But no, definitely doing all I can to not spread it, so to speak.
And to make my comment a little less aggressive, because I feel like I came off very aggressive after your end.
Yeah, I work Trumpinator.
I work from home. The only place I've been going is once a week I'll visit the local comic book shop. I'm not going out into these block parties that people are having.
Oh yeah, no. But like if I'm getting out of my car and I'm like going into a comic book store, or I'm running into a UPS or the mail or the post office, things like that, I will wear my mask. Just a lot of them recommend that you do anyway. And like I said, with my wife and stuff, and like her job, because that's the other thing too, like I could have it and just be like asymptomatic or whatever, right? But because I know for a fact I had to have been exposed to it by now, I don't want to accidentally pass it off to somebody else. That's why I do it. Like, it's not so much to protect me, it's more so I don't give it to other people.
But that's another thing, is they've been saying that asymptomatic people, it's like near impossible for them to transmit.
And that's probably true, but I don't. It's just one of those things. Like, what if? You know what I mean?
Right,
I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I know there's a bunch of people saying like, "Oh, it's just the government trying to control us," and maybe not. I don't know. But like, I don't want to accidentally kill, someone's great grandma because I didn't wear my mask. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a safety thing, and it's a slight hassle, but it's whatever. I don't know. Hopefully they get this shit figured out. They get a vaccine going pretty soon, and it's all good in the world. But Dad Boy, see, there are a couple of rules I set for myself because Gotham is replying to that one as well. First of all, if the problematic creator is alive, actually, this isn't about COVID. This is this is going back to the creator. Then I don't buy their work. However, I will purchase it secondhand if I want to. I don't want to enrich the creator. That makes sense. You don't want them getting that royalty check. However, if the creator is dead, then I really don't mind buying their work. However, if the creator's problematic nature is reflected in their work, then I cannot ever read it, regardless of whether they are alive or dead. Gotham, how do you guys feel about it? Because this is when you're talking about Remender. How do you guys feel about changing art styles in a run? I found it incredibly distracting in Remender's Uncanny X-Force.
It's not good.
It depends. Is it an anthology book? You know what I mean? Like, is it a short story? Like, if that's the case, I don't mind it at all.
Sure.
But when it's like a set story, that's bad. Or like, what was it?
Cyborg.
Like the artist changed halfway through the book. No, what was that one we were reading? It was Rebirth. Remember the artist changed Cyborg. The artist changed halfway through the book, and it looked polar opposite, like not even remotely close to the other one, and you went, what the fuck just happened?
God, that was something else, man.
That was brutal. Yeah,
if it's something like, I don't know though, man. I don't know. It's really hard because I'm so spoiled by Image now. You'll read like a Gideon Falls or an Ice Cream Man. It's like the same artist just bringing the heat every issue, and it's just.
Do we have a new Ice Cream Man out? By the way, I'm horrible about new releases.
I don't think so. Although I do know they're releasing the stuff that they did during the quarantine.
Yeah, like the quarantine, the mini issues.
That's gonna have a physical issue.
Oh, sweet! I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So if anyone's looking to get their Ice Cream Man on, that's coming soon.
I think there's one or two new issues at Gideon Falls that I haven't read yet that I need to catch up on.
But I don't mind artist changes, just at least for the story itself. Like, don't change them in the middle of the story. If you're doing something like Jeff Lemire did with Moon Knight, where it's like different states of Mark's mind, where it's like, he was in space fighting werewolves, it was a different artist. He was on the movie set, it was a different artist. I can get into that too. If you're talking about different states of mind or different timelines, like a different era of time, I could deal with that. But yeah, like that Cyborg switch was just
was horrible. If anybody's ever read Rebirth Cyborg, you guys, it's like one of the first issues. You guys know what we're talking about.
It goes from like Ivan Reyes to like the dude who drew Rick and Morty or something.
Dan Harmon. It was pretty extreme.
But it just
pretty extreme. It was pretty bad. Agree. If the work itself is problematic, I can't read it, and agree, I wouldn't buy something after finding out. But if I already had it, I'd probably give myself some time to think.
That's the thing, though. If Alan Moore and Grant Morrison, it comes out they did filthy stuff, you're like, yeah, it's been in their comics the whole time. It's all been there.
The Green Lantern special was really good.
Really like that issue.
I haven't read it yet.
I got the David Finch cover.
Ooh, that's a beautiful cover, man.
Gardner action.
I love Guy Gardner. He doesn't get enough love. I wouldn't mind seeing a new Guy Gardner solo series. That'd be kind of fun.
He was cool in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps.
He was. That was dope. But yeah, small difficulty compared to the people impacted by these people.
Yeah, of course.
And Sam, if I already own the book, I don't mind it so much. It's basically a sunk cost. I really wouldn't mind reading my Planetary Omnibus now.
Hell of a title.
I usually get thrown off by the first issue showing new art in a run, but I adjust to it by the end of that issue. Unless it changes mid-issue. O'Neil is like the bat uncle growing up. That is true. Very, very true. And he edited it for so long, too. That's the other thing.
Dude put in work. He put in work.
For sure. Yeah, kind of like that for me, too. I wonder how different artists concur on consistent character design. That has to be difficult to maintain. 30 people, that's it. This channel is so underrated. Well, we're down to 27 now. The other 3 are watching Doom Patrol. But thanks, man. That's much appreciated.
Yeah, granted, it's late. We haven't done this in a while, so
yeah, it's whatever. But no, it's cool, man. We appreciate the love. Mike especially has done an amazing job over the last 6 months, really ramping up and creating the content and things that he has. So hats off.
Well, thank you, sir.
What is the art like in Batman Black and White?
It's all over the place. Like I said,
it's all over the place.
Bruce Timm, Simon Bisley, Jim Lee. It's a madhouse. Neil Adams, everyone and anyone that you can imagine doing Batman probably does it in that book.
Prime Time Infinite Crisis Omnibus appears nowhere to be found. Odd. Is that I don't think it's out of print, but it might be out of stock. A lot of stuff. It's so hard to tell anymore right now because of the whole COVID thing and then the Diamond issue, and there's so much going on. It's so hard to tell what's actually in print and what's not. Like, for instance, Lucifer. I announced this in our one chat room, but Lucifer, according to Amazon, is actually coming back in stock. Like, everybody thought it was out of print, and they're now charging like outrageous prices for it. Well, according to Amazon, at least, it's actually coming back into stock. I think it's end of this month. And you can get it for undercover again. So again, what's out of stock and what's out of print, it's hard to say.
It's been a speculator's heaven these past few months.
Yeah. Conroy Jet. Oh, that is right. Joe Snott passed away today.
Yep.
That dude, he was, I don't know his age, but our boy Alex threw a picture up of him, and man, he was definitely up there.
I think he was in his 80s,
long life.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say almost 90s. He looked like he was, legendary. Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah.
A Black Adam ongoing would be cool. Robin C.
Yeah.
I agree. I enjoyed, what was that one that was it an Infinite Crisis? Final Crisis? What was that in?
It's a tie-in, yeah. I forget. I think it might have been Infinite Crisis.
I think it was Infinite Crisis too.
So the Peter Tomasi one, right?
Yeah, that was great. That was a super good run. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to a Black Adam ongoing. The only time I had difficulty actually finding a book was Six Gun Gunslinger. That's because the Gunslinger editions are extremely limited. I think the first one was held to like 1,000 printings, and I want to say the rest of them were at like 500 printings. So they're if I remember correctly, those are the numbers. The Gunslinger editions are very difficult to find.
Yeah.
Gave up on collecting the Gunslingers and collected. Yep, that's exactly what most people do. I wish we got Deathstroke's pre-New 52 run in Omni format. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg. So I finally decided to give Invincible a try. I didn't mind it. But with 11 more volumes to buy, over $40 a pop, I can't say I like it enough to make that kind of investment.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. But here's the thing. Invincible has 3 compendiums that you can buy. Granted, they're not hardcovers, but there are 3 massive trade paperback compendiums that I think are like $40 or $50 a piece. Something like that. Yep. And they collect the entire run, all 3 of them. So or you can just read it digitally. Me personally, I read the entire run digitally. And it is definitely a run that I do not feel takes away from anything if you read it digitally. I think it reads just fine. So
great book.
But yeah, Invincible is a book that I was really blown away with. I must confess, I have fallen behind on the Snyder read-along. You know what, man? It's all good. I've fallen behind. I play catch up all the time because I get stuck. Like right now, for instance, I'm reading that Secret Six, and as much as I was enjoying Batman Eternal, Secret Six has got me. So it's like I only have so much time in the day. Damn it! So don't worry about it, man. It's all good.
It happens.
I caught that Ghostbusters hardcover with the swiftness. Yes, I'm glad I could help somebody out. That's awesome. I knew about it a couple months ago, but I didn't want to say anything until I was committed to buy it. Kind of an asshole move on my part, I guess. But
you're gonna get canceled in a few years after that.
Yep. Can't kill. Yep. So, anyways, I'm glad that you were able to get it. That's awesome. I don't really mind the severity of their actions as long as they don't directly enrich them and their bad actions aren't reflecting their work. Don't know if that's the right way to go about it or not. It's all the same, man. I don't know.
Who knows what the right way to go about
exactly. It is. You're treading new territory. Like this isn't a thing that's ever really happened before. The world we're living in is fucked up. And as time goes on, we keep learning more and more about how messed up it really is and how we react to it and what's the right. I mean, who knows? I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. So do whatever feels right for you personally, and that you're fine. Hey, what's up, Mike? Amazing Asian. Same. Man, I'm friends with Mike over here on Facebook, and that dude is constantly posting the most amazing dishes. like for foods, and I'm like looking, like, God, dude, you're making me so hungry right now just looking at all this food. Tonight, Mike, I actually made buttered chicken with some basmati rice and some buttered chicken. Dude, it was delicious. Takeout's always better, but for homemade it wasn't bad. I think if the work is 100% creator driven and they were the only one to benefit from people consuming their work, then it would be easy to ignore their content.
Good point.
Hence, Ethan Van Sciver and Blood Frog, or whatever the hell he's calling that book. Cyber Frog, Blood, whatever the hell that is. Cyber Frog, Bloodlust. I don't remember what it was called. Actually, that dude's making like a few million off that book, though. But apparently he's not delivering. I don't know. It's weird. Gotham. Oh, man. If Neil Gaiman turns out to be a creep, I will probably give up reading. It will break my heart. Right? He just seems like such a wholesome guy. You know what's funny is, oh God, I'm going to speak out of turn. I'm probably going to get this wrong. I'm 90% sure on this. I was doing I went down like a Neil Gaiman biography rabbit hole a couple months ago, and I found out that like him and his wife have like an open marriage.
All bets are off. He's good.
No, like they're both like, we have like this open marriage, like it is what it is. And I was like, all right, man. Like, dude, that guy. There you go.
I remember we were recently talking about Sandman printings, Absolute Sandman Volume 1. An absolute edition that has had most likely over, because you had an 11th printing at one point.
I did.
So it's got to be over 11, right? Because that was like a little bit ago.
A few years ago, yeah.
What the hell, man? Like that.
I mean, who knows how big the print runs are, but still, Absolute Sandmans are most definitely evergreen.
Oh my
most God. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. He's too much that kind of stuff, I think.
There are so many other people involved in most comics, movies, media that boycotting certain works would punish others involved. That is also true. And man brings up a very valid point there. For instance, like the key grips on a TV show, like the little peon guy, you know what I mean? Like now all of a sudden they're not working because the main lead,
right.
Replace the lead, bring in somebody else, get rid of the jack hole and bring in somebody else. Don't let it ruin the whole thing.
Some guy was designing the dust jacket for the next Warren Ellis omnibus, and now he's got to just move on. It's over.
Yeah, Mike, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm sure they picked you to design it. So
yeah, well, now I'm working on speaking of Greg
Avengers,
I'm working on my Bill Cosby shirts now. Now that the Warren Ellis,
it's a Cosby sweater. I used to love the Cosby Show as a kid, but now I honestly don't think I could ever watch that show again. No, man, I'm with you, and not just the Cosby Show, but like everything that dude's ever been. Like Ghost Dad, I loved Ghost Dad growing up. Can't watch Ghost Dad anymore. A lot of his stand-ups, like Bill Cosby himself, that was a great stand-up. Can't really watch that anymore. The Fat Albert, hey, like can't do that anymore. There's just so much, man. It's been ruined when these people, you find out that they're fucking creeps. It sucks.
No more Jello pudding.
No more jam pudding pops. No problem. I knew I just saw those lots. Oh yeah, Rosie. No, man, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. That is freaking epic. Yeah, Gerard Jones was another. Yep. That one was very creepy. Possession of child porn, very, very creepy. Yeah, can't get behind that dude for sure. That one I most definitely cannot get behind. All right, here you go, Mike. Here you go. You ready for this? Boom, Rosie. Stargirl is great. Okay. Trip C, welcome back, man. It's been a while since I've seen you. Stargirl is amazing. What's up, guys? Just watched the last episode. It's the first 3 episodes. Doom Patrol's 3 episodes? Dude, I'm never going to bed.
See you guys later. We'll try and do another one of these.
I love Doom Patrol. It's like I have this like weird OCD thing where like I'm constantly grabbing my phone and like playing around for no apparent reason. It's stupid. I know I shouldn't do it. Doom Patrol is one of the only shows where I will just put my phone down. I won't even think about it the entire time I'm watching it. I love that show.
So good.
Stargirl, yep, based on Jeff's sister Courtney, who passed away. Yep, it is very personal to him, and he's doing an amazing job with it. I love it. It's such a good show. Is John's doing anything with DC anymore? Is he just producing? I think he's just doing DC. I know he's tied to like a lot of like DC TV show stuff, kind of like God, I can't think right now. I just lost my train of thought. Who's the one that does all of it for Marvel? Not like Kevin Feige, but like that's like studio stuff. But like
Jeff, no, not Jeff Loeb.
I know I can't want to say Jeff Loeb, but it's not Jeff Loeb. It's Jeff. It's Jeff something. And I can't want to say Loeb, and it's not. Anyways, that guy. Yeah, I think he's just kind of doing a lot of more of the producing and stuff like that when it comes to. Well, no, because he's also going to be writing 3 Jokers, right?
Yes, he's doing 3 Jokers.
Yeah.
Yep. You thinking about Joe Quesada?
No, not Joe Quesada. Maybe it is Jeff Loeb.
Could be Jeff Loeb. I know him and
maybe
Joe
it
Quesada
is Jeff Loeb.
Heavily involved in that stuff.
Maybe it is Jeff Loeb.
Jokers. His Shazam is done. Shazam in general is getting canceled at issue 15. For those of you who have been reading it, September.
I've been waiting for it to end. I read like the first 5 issues and really dug it, and so I was like, I'm just going to hold off on this.
Yeah, man, I loved the last issue. It wasn't. It was Jeff Loveness who wrote it. Awesome. Shazam teams up with Batman. Oh, it was so much fun. Such a good time. So much fun.
Gotham. I feel the same way. I live in New York, and I feel like I must have caught it by now, and I'm just asymptomatic, so I'm just extra careful when I go out to get groceries. It's the way to be, man, for real. Do you think there will be an ice cream deluxe edition? All right, man. So, messing around on eBay one day, I found an Ice Cream Man deluxe edition. And I got super jazzed. I sent him pics to Mike. I was like, dude, check this out. Started researching it a bit more. It turns out it's only the first 4 issues. It was a Comic-Con exclusive. And it was just like the first 4 issues to like basically try to help promote the book, basically get the name out there. And I was like, well, that's cool. I still wouldn't mind owning that. Like, that'd just be really neat to have. The person was asking $100 for it. And I was like, for 4 issues? Hell, like, I love Ice Cream Man. It's one of my favorite titles, but hell no. No.
I hope we get a deluxe edition someday, but that's one of those series where if we don't get one, I'm just...
where I'm binding it.
Yeah, binding it, or I'm going to go the Thomas Judge route and...
dude.
Print that shit oversized.
Yep.
Go all out, man. It's such a good
freaking Morty. I find the lack of new Star Wars omnibuses disturbing. I agree, man. There should be some new ones coming out too. That's been a lot of great writing on that series. Have you guys read Sam Keith's Max? Looking to get into it. I personally have not. I'm very familiar with it. I watched the show growing up on MTV. When I was a kid, I had no idea it was even a comic book. All I knew was the show. As I got older, obviously I discovered that there's a comic book. I haven't read it yet, though. I do want to. It is on my read list, but it's one of those things I don't know how well it would read digitally. I feel like I'd enjoy it a lot more if I had it in a physical format.
I tried it digitally. It's just Sam Keith's artwork is not panel by panel. So, I mean, you know, it was fun. I had a fun time with the story. It's very, bizarre and weird like the show was. But, I haven't read the whole thing or a lot of it, really. I
do want to read it, though, especially now that I'm older. I think I would enjoy it way more. Because when I was a kid, like watching it on Liquid TV or whatever, I was like, this is a weird ass show.
I think like a year or 2 ago, he did a Max Batman team up book. If anyone's interested in that, I think Joker shows up and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That'd be cool. Have you read the Guardians of the Galaxy run by Abnett Lanning? The artist change in that series was jarring to the point that the characters didn't even look the same.
Yeah,
that was what I'm glad. I tried to read it once, but I just can't get into cosmic Marvel for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time with Marvel in general. It's just those Hulks. Those Hulks are gonna be
dude, I'm jealous of the Hulks, man. I can't lie. Amazing Asian, y'all are the best.
You're the best. Man. You guys are the best. Come on.
I think Conan Volume 1 is coming back too.
Oh, sweet.
90 something. I'm not sure which that was. Someone said 93. Okay, I don't know what these ones are referring to. What the hell were we talking about?
Releasing. I don't know. Maybe not. How old he was? How old Joe Sinnott was? That's
yes. Okay, good call. Galthams. Scalpers and speculators really make me giving up on this hobby sometimes. I have to remind myself that it's about the story and the experience rather than simply having the book to escape FOMO. Dude, I am with you 110%. I was definitely in the very beginnings of my collectings. I was very, very much caught up in the whole FOMO thing and like, I got to have the greatest collection ever and blah, blah, blah. And I did. It was pretty epic, but I also spent way more money than I ever should have. Didn't
read
less
of it.
The books.
Yeah.
It was a horrible thing. I was dumb. I shouldn't have done it. I just got caught up in it all, in the excitement of it all. And I've noticed too that as more and more channels like ours grow and get bigger, more and more books are going out of print much quicker. And a lot of it is I've noticed based off various groups and things that I'm in, a lot of it brand new readers, and nothing against it. I think it's great that people are reading comics. I think it's wonderful, but it's all brand new readers that are doing exactly what I did when I first became a hardcover collector, and they're just buying stuff because, well, one, it's exciting, and two, they're like, oh, this is a brand new thing and people say it's awesome, I'm gonna check. And yeah, it's rough, but
it happens.
Hopefully they just keep reprinting. That's the only thing. Let's fingers crossed.
Right.
Greg, just get the compendiums. Read. Greg, don't give up on Invincible. Says Canadian Invincible. Matt and Mike have to jump off, but just wanted to say thanks for all the great content. Discovered you guys through your Valiant videos. Heck yeah. And loving your stuff. Thanks for chatting. Have a great night. Yeah, man, if you play this back, have a wonderful evening. That's awesome.
Glad you could join us.
Galtham, was there ever a story you read digitally, which you subsequently read on paper and had a total? Yes, and yes. I'll let Mike answer first, but yes.
Well, I don't want to sound conceited or
but like my own book that I wrote.
No. But I'm at a point now where I'll have to think about this too, because I'm trying to think if I read things digitally in the past, but I'm at a point now where like I can read an issue digitally and I'll know this is just not meant to be. Like it's not a digital book. You know what I mean? Like it's gotten to it's a science at this point. But I guess off the top of my head, if I had to think of one book, man, that's a tough one. I don't think I enjoyed reading Alan Moore's Swamp Thing digitally as much as I did reading the Absolutes recently.
I would agree with that one.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that one. I'll try and think of another one though.
I can tell you the biggest one for me, the biggest glare, Hellboy. I tried reading Hellboy digitally, and I even remember going to Mike because Mike was a huge Hellboy fan, and I even remember going to Mike and saying like, dude, I can't get into it, man. I don't understand the hype behind this. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't get into it. And I just kept hearing people talking about how good it was, and I've enjoyed the movies and stuff. I loved Hellboy like in that aspect, but I just couldn't get in the books. Got the library editions. Excuse me. Started reading them in the library edition format. Completely different story. Love them. It is so good. It was just one of those things that is just not meant to be read digitally. A lot of Silver Age books I have a hard time with as well. For whatever reason, I just prefer physical format when it comes to Silver Age and even some Bronze Age. But yeah, Hellboy was probably like the biggest like glaring omission thing for me that I was like, I just can't.
It's a good call. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Sandman. I feel like Sandman's another one that would be hard to read digitally.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
So
yeah.
Greg, I won't buy a 1,000-page comic in paperback. I just can't see it holding together, and I just can't get into reading comics digitally. Maybe I'm just old, but does the comic get... Hell yes, the comic gets better. Invincible is an amazing run, man. We even got our buddy Alex to read it, and he loved it. I mean, it took him a while to get through it, but he loved it.
And he's like hardcore Marvel. It's Marvel or nothing else.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most consistently incredible books. It's not like Walking Dead where like Kirkman will have these highs and lows where you just have issues of people talking to each other. It's like all the time. You think things are okay. You think Mark has been through enough, and you turn the page and there's something entirely new. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. The twists and turns. Wow.
It's a really good title.
Yeah.
Food. Butter chicken. Greg, those Invincible compendiums are beasts. You would have to be very careless with them for them to fall apart. I don't know. I haven't held any of them, so I can't say, but I trust in man on that one. Image does a really good job with all of their books, whether it be hardcovers or traded paperbacks. They do. I think the only one that like our big compendiums that I've ever seen them have a problem with was the Top Cow, Darkness and Witchblade ones.
Right.
And we actually talked with Matt Hawkins, and he even said it was due to the binders and China that they use to make those. But those are the only ones I've ever heard of where people talk about them falling apart.
Yeah.
Butter chicken. Now I'm craving that. It's 11:30 and I can't even order anything. Damn you. You're in New York, man. It's the city that never sleeps. There's got to be something you can order. Come on now. I believe some compendiums made many years ago were flimsy. Yep, exactly. Like the Witchblades, Darkness, things like that.
I will say when I was taking apart the Invincible compendiums for my binds, they were by far the most challenging book to separate the cover sort of material from the actual book block. It was a journey. There's a lot of glue and a lot of nice binding put into that paperback spine.
Yep. Gotham, I once saw Neil Gaiman comment, "Your friend's cute" on a Twitter photograph. Freaked out, but then discovered it was actually his wife he was talking about. Phew. Well, until you find out that he actually has an open marriage, and then you're like, oh,
dun, dun,
the plot thickens.
They're all cute.
Since we're talking about food, Taco Bell for the win. I do enjoy taco. I shouldn't. I'm fat.
More like fart the worst.
Yeah. Had Taco Bell today. No regrets. I'm really excited about the new Darkness Complete Collection and Witchblade collections. I'm super glad Top Cow listened to their fans. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that's awesome for other people. I think that's great. I have the Darkness Compendium Volume 2, and then I bound Volume 1. As far as Witchblade goes, Mike and I did the Humble Bundle, so we actually have every Witchblade ever digitally right now. So we were actually debating about printing them ourselves and binding them till we discovered it's like 40 cents a page to print.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine? That's like 200 for like a normal size omnibus. It's like $200 just to print it.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Have you all seen the Watchmen TV show? Just watching it now, and it's incredible. Mike, have you seen it yet?
I have not.
Dude, you're missing out. I watched. That's another show, much like Doom Patrol, that I set my phone down and forgot that it existed for that hour. Especially in today's time, like this came out like before all the real stuff happened, but I mean, obviously, it's been the stuff that's been going on, the races and the cops and things like that's been going on for years. That's nothing new, but I would say it was released at a very important time in our American history, and it's an amazing show, absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. At first, I wasn't sure what they were doing with the Dr. Man. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I wasn't sure what they were doing with the Dr. Manhattan thing. They just kind of kept mentioning. I was like, where are they going with this? But I loved it. They did such an incredible job. I was really hoping for a season 2. And they might do a season 2, but the problem is that the showrunner, God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. I can't remember now. He said he's not coming back. He only wanted to do 1 season. He came in, he did the 1 season, he did the season that he wanted to do. He is not coming back for a season 2. So if they do a season 2, it's gonna have a completely different feel, which is gonna be a major bummer. So I hope they just don't do it, because I feel like it might ruin it. But dude, you gotta watch it. I'll give you my HBO login. You gotta watch it.
All right, man. After Doom Patrol.
Yeah. Watch Doom Patrol. You gotta do it.
I gotta see. Yeah. It's on my list. Yeah.
What do you think went wrong with Jeff Johns' involvement in the DCEU? It hasn't gone well for him there. Well, the DCEU hasn't gone well for anybody. I don't know. That's necessarily. John, I think maybe Warner Brothers just didn't really want to. I don't know. Like, did they just not want to listen to Johns? Like, are they like, you're a comic guy, we're the movie people? I don't know.
That's how it goes.
Aquaman was solid. I thought they did a great job on Aquaman, especially for the DCEU. I'm really excited for the Snyder Cut. Speaking of the Snyder Cut, did you hear a rumor that Michael Keaton is going to be doing a cameo as Batman? Yes.
Well, I heard he's supposed to be in the Flash movie.
Or maybe, is that what it was? I thought
I
thought maybe it was the Flash. Sorry, I got it mixed up. I thought it was the Snyder.
But he's supposed to be in the Flashpoint movie.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing and then somebody else was saying that they want James Dean Morgan to come back as
Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be dope. Yeah, that'd be cool. I have no complaints about those.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick too. Especially like that black Batman suit with like the red, the Thomas Wayne Batman.
Yeah.
That would be sick, dude. Not if he just came back as Thomas, but came back as the Thomas Wayne Batman. Like, that would be sick. The gun and stuff, dude. That'd be dope.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool. Yeah, man. They've released clips
Jeffrey
of like
Dean Morgan, not James. I said James. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah. There's they did release a clip of like sort of like a teaser of, I guess, Wonder Woman finding like that sort of mural of Darkseid, and then they cut to Darkseid on like I don't know if that's Apocalypse or just some planet that he's destroying, but I'm very excited for that Snyder Cut coming on Martha's Day 2021.
Martha's Day 2021. I didn't know they were bringing the darkness back. That's awesome. The Invisibles has potential to be a great TV series.
Agreed.
Gotham, unlike Kevin Feige in the MCU, Johns isn't the big head honcho. That is true. He is not. Yeah. He should be, but he's not. I have yet to bind anything. I really want this pandemic to end so I can send out my Aquaman. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Oblivion, where are you at, man? Because there's a lot of binderies and stuff that are still open, and like I just recently sent some stuff in myself. So depending on where you're Haushin's back open. I sent some stuff into Herring and Robinson. I believe Heroes Rebound is still doing stuff. I know Omaha Bound that works with Haushin. I know they're still doing stuff. So I don't know maybe where you're located that it's not open, but yeah, man, there's stuff open. It might take a little bit longer, but stuff's open.
Yeah.
From what I remember from Omar's channel, the Star Wars Omnis didn't sell well, and it's likely we won't see any in the near. How the hell
blows
did
my
those
mind.
not sell well?
That blows my mind. With all the movies and stuff coming out,
especially now that Darth Vader's out of print and selling for like $200. It's a $75 book selling for like $200+.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, well, that sucks. Because those were great stories. Executive producer on all 3 movies. Robin, I want to make my first custom. I have the trades for Secret 6 and the trades for Soul Swamp Thing or Rucka's first crack at Wonder Woman. Thoughts? I personally just bought all the singles for Secret 6. I'm going to be binding those. As far as Swamp Thing, I would have bound those, except they just announced that they're doing it. Well, I mean, it's DC. Who the hell knows? They're probably going to cancel it. But they just announced that an official Scott Snyder / Charles Soule New 52 Swamp Thing Omnibus is going to be coming out. So I might hold off on that one just in case the official comes out, because then you also get the Scott Snyder run. Rucka Wonder Woman could be dope. But if you really want that full complete run, I say go with Secret Six. I'm about to bind those myself, actually. So, and I love the Secret Six. I'm currently reading it right now, and it's so good. Dat Boy Steve, who is the weakest member of the Justice League? I think it's Fishman. I mean Aquaman. Well, obviously Mike ran off probably to go urinate, so I'll jump in here real quick. For me personally, the weakest member, I don't know that it's Aquaman, dude. I think if you would have asked me like 5 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, totally Aquaman. Screw Aquaman. But Jeff Johns, like, reimagining of Aquaman, dude, he made him like epic. He made Aquaman a really awesome, really good, really fun character. And he made him powerful as hell. He was pulling freaking sharks out the ocean and biting people and stuff, man. So I don't know if I could say Aquaman in that regard. I think if we're looking at JL, I'm assuming you just mean Justice League in the comics. And if that's what you're referring to is Justice League in the comics, I might have to say Martian Manhunter. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Martian Manhunter would be my pick. Or, well, no, because Flash is... I don't know, man.
It's always Plastic Man.
Oh, yeah, there you go. We'll just roll a Plastic Man. He was saying it was Aquaman, and I was like, I don't know, man. 5 years ago, I would have agreed with you. But Jeff Johns, when he did Aquaman, it just completely blew me away.
Yeah, it's tough, especially with the new 52 Justice League. Like, it's tough to not say that, man. But oh man, the heat I'm gonna get for that one.
You're canceled.
Let's be real here, folks. Any one of those Justice League members could take him down. No, I don't know. That's man. I can't imagine picking out of the new 52 JL members.
They all got their place. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they definitely all have their place. I don't know. That's tough. Trip C's, I've been waiting and wanting Ice Cream Man and Gideon Falls hardcovers. Bad now. Really want to read both those series. Been close to picking up the 4 trades out for each series a few times. Read them, man. Read them. You can always double dip. There's series that are worth it. I'm telling you right now, get them and read them. They are phenomenal. Or at least read them digitally. That's what I did. Yeah. Worst case, read them digitally. Holy crap, dude.
I will say, I won't understand the industry if Gideon Falls does not get deluxe editions. I just won't. I don't think I'll understand how it works anymore, because that series has been like nominated for awards. I think it's won awards. I mean, it's like it's one of the hottest books out right now, I think.
I would agree. Gotham, what do you do to prevent or escape FOMO? Well, I just stopped caring.
Yes.
I mean, to be honest, I just realized that I was spending money that I shouldn't be spending, and a lot of the stuff ends up getting reprinted eventually. The only one that right now I've been patiently waiting for like the last 4 years is Hickman's Fantastic Four. But aside from that, man, eventually stuff gets reprinted. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, do I really care? Like, is it just the excitement of it? Because if that's what it is, you just stop caring.
Yeah. I learned something through making these videos, especially when it comes to like the hidden gem books or doing, we typically don't talk about big 2 books. We talk about these smaller titles. At least I like to. That really helped me realize that you may think you're missing out on something by not buying an official omnibus, but there are other people missing out on things that you have in your collection that they've never heard of before. There's, the only thing you're missing out on is if you're not reading something or buying something that you truly want and you will absolutely enjoy with it, like, every single penny that you spend on it. I don't, the Facebook groups and all that stuff, like it's enticing to see new books and, oh, that looks really nice, but it's all a smoke screen, man.
Yes,
it's all just a smoke
great way
screen.
to put it. a lot of it is just people trying to keep up with the Joneses, you know, so to speak. Like it's people like always want to try to check out how large my collection is, check out how amazing my collection is. Look at me. And that's part of just sort of the social media aspect of life. I think people are like that in all aspects of social media. You know, look how perfect my life is, look how perfect this is, etc. So you just got to stop caring, because I did for sure. I definitely fell down that rabbit hole for a long time. I did. And now, I mean, if you look at my collection, I think I did the math one day, and like 67% of my collection is custom binds. Like I just stopped caring. I just collect stuff I want, and I just don't care anymore. Like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I used to want to be like Mike. Mike, you guys missed out, man. Mike, but he sold off a lot of, I mean, he still has an amazing collection. I'm not saying he doesn't, but like Mike knows he sold off a lot of stuff. Like prior to like a year or two ago, Mike's collection was fucking massive. Cause I mean, you know, single guy in your mid 20s, you buy what the hell you want, you know? So his was massive. And so I was like, oh, I gotta be like him. I gotta collect like that. And it's just
no.
And even in the end, even Mike was like, man, fuck this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. So
yeah. I was a dumb 24-year-old.
I mean, if you have the external income, congrats, but a lot of people don't.
But you just end up, it's like we said, you don't end up reading most of it. And it's like, you know, I would just justify it to myself. Like it's, you know, it looks cool. And, you know, I was making those overviews for the channel at the time, but there's way more to comic books than just getting the newest thing that comes out. Like, again, like these hidden gem videos, like you end up realizing there are ridiculously good stories out there that have never been collected because it just doesn't work out. And so like, what are those collections worth? You know, if it's not a good story, it's not even worth reading, you know. Different strokes, I guess.
Agreed. I am surprised the Morbius Omnibus, both editions, I believe, sold out on IST. Most of that stuff is available in other collections, and the only real ongoing there was Vampire Tales. That was a book that I've been debating. It would have been a blind buy for me, but I do like the Morbius character.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really debated that one. But again, the more I thought about it, I was like, am I going to read this anytime in the next year? No. Okay, cool. And I just didn't do it.
What's happened to like the Marvel Supernatural universe? It's sort of non-existent at this point.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Especially when the COVID thing. I think they were trying to build it up a little bit, and then the COVID thing happened, and
Right.
Wait, Mike wrote a book.
Not yet. We'll see what happens.
No, not yet. I was just giving him shit.
Maybe Warren Ellis will groom me.
Gotham, you take the foe out of FOMO, so the fear of. If you take out the fear, you'll realize these books always get reprinted at some point. Mostly. True that. No to Watchmen is awful. No. Watchmen was great. So, Damon Lindelof, that's the showrunner's name. I could not remember his name. Damon Lindelof, that is the showrunner. He predicted the coronavirus with The Leftovers, 2% dying in Watchmen mass when he predicted the decline of race relations. Maybe he is a time traveler.
Oh, okay. Well, if he was involved with The Leftovers, that definitely makes me far more excited for Watchmen, because The Leftovers was phenomenal. What a great show. Oh, so good.
I think he also was like the showrunner of Lost. I want to say it was Lost, and like, he's done a lot of stuff. Like if you actually go back and like look at his stuff, he's done a crap ton of stuff. But yeah, man, Damon Lindelof, that's who it is. He did Watchmen. It's so good. Years ago, I remember buying one of those X-Men collections of like 30 issues in softcover, all in black and white. Oh, you got the
essential. Yeah.
I wasn't even done reading it before the spine broke on me, so now I get nervous. Dude, that's the essentials, man. That's
made out of newspaper clippings. I mean,
cardboard. That's crap. Those are horrible.
It's thinner than toilet paper.
Yeah, no, those are. I hate essentials with a passion. I will say it still sucks missing out on Omni because it won't be reprinted for at least another year or better. Still, it will be reprinted, so don't have. Well, not only that too, but you have to think: are you going to read it in the next year, or is it just going to sit on your shelf until it gets reprinted again? And then people are going to be like, "Oh, I should probably sell this." Like, yeah, if you're not going to read it in the next year, who cares anyway? Although Steve, a friend, looked through my collection the other day, and after about 10 minutes, there were so many books of all formats that were out of print and very expensive. He was discouraged. Keaton may be in a Batman Beyond movie. That is true. They were actually talking about is there the possibility that they're going to do a Batman Beyond movie, bring back Keaton as Old Man Wayne, and then have whoever is Terry. So
they're just trying to get us all hot and bothered.
Dude, that I would pay big money to. I love Batman Beyond. I would pay big money to go see that.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yep, I would pay big money for that. I so want a Dark Knight Returns movie starring Keaton, as long as he has the mustache. He has to have the mustache.
Yes.
Yeah, he has to rock the stash.
Dude, that'd be so cool. Like, as much as I hate the fact that Liam Neeson still does these movies where he's beating the shit out of people who are like 40 years younger than him, I would love to see Keaton take down those hoodlums underneath the streetlight, like what happens to Bruce Wayne at the start of Dark Knight Returns. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. So unbelievable, but so cool.
Yeah, I love Michael Keaton. Carlos, hey guys, I'm finally going to get into Preacher. Should I wait for the Omnibus coming soon, or should I go and pick up the 3 Absolutes? It depends on your money and your pockets and like what you can afford. If you can afford it, I highly suggest the Absolutes.
So pretty.
They are probably the most gorgeous Absolutes ever done, even more so than Absolute Sandman.
Yeah,
and Absolute Sandman are also done really well, but Preacher kicks it up a notch. Those are probably the most gorgeous Absolute books I've ever seen. Why do you do Spine Out? Look at that. Why do you do Spine In?
To surprise
people, sir,
man.
display those Spine Out. Those are so gorgeous.
So nice. Yeah, they did a good job with those. I wonder though if the Omnibus will sort of be like the Sandman Omnis, where it wasn't the traditional.
Probably.
Could be real nice too.
But yeah, no, I do highly recommend the Absolutes. Those are absolutely gorgeous books. They're not too overwieldy. I think there's like around 27, 28 issues per volume, something along those. They're really solid, gorgeous. I actually need to rebuy them. The problem is that they're like $87.50 a volume, but I mean, if you got the cash, it's like $260 and you can have all 3 volumes. So
much less in Canada. Yeah. Much more in Canada. Much more.
Much more. I think I will do a Stray Toasters. I don't know what that is. Custom bind just to get the ball rolling and learn all the inside outs of the art of custom binding. What is a Stray Toasters? Teach me the ways of Stray Toasters, sir. I'm curious now. I recently scored all the floppies on eBay. All right, well, tell us about Stray Toasters because I'm very curious. Hi, JT. How's it going, man? I think it's actually, excuse me, I keep your guys' ear. I'm so sorry. JT, I don't know if we've done a live show since I saw your video, man, but I wanted to comment. I did comment on the actual video itself, but I just wanted to give you a shout out. Your video that you dropped on YouTube like 2 months ago, your haul video, dude, well done, man. Really well done. Don't listen to the haters. I think that was very well done, my man. Hopefully you got to read them, and hopefully you're enjoying the books that you got. That was really cool.
It's a nice haul. Yeah, so Stray Toasters was a 4-issue miniseries from what I'm seeing by Bill Sienkiewicz. So if you are going to do a 4-issue bind, I'm very curious to know how that turns out because I've never done that low a page count.
The lowest I've ever seen was 6 volumes. That was the lowest, or 6 issues. That was the lowest I've ever seen. 4-ish.
224 pages. This trade paperback anyway. 224 pages, even though it's 4 issues. So wouldn't be
a little bit bigger, I guess.
Yeah.
I heard they want to do a Batman Beyond movie with Keaton, but their version of it would be the Batgirl movie. What? They do Batman Beyond, but instead of Terry McGinnis, they do Batgirl? Well, that would, I mean, it wouldn't be necessarily bad, but that would be different. JT, thinking of picking up the Shield Complete Collection Omnibus. Hey, man, we got a buddy named Michael, that loves Shield. I bet he would highly suggest that you pick that up, especially since you're a big Silver Age fan. You like that older stuff. I don't think you'd go wrong with that. What are some examples, superheroes, heroines that are direct ripoffs from other franchises like Catwoman and Black Cat?
Deadpool.
Yeah. No, for sure, Deadpool.
Yeah. Deadpool.
Wade Wilson. Come on. Yeah. Rob, you're not fooling anybody, you fucking sneaky bastard.
Don't you do it again, Rob. Major X. God damn it.
Yeah, what is that?
Stupid goddamn ideas he's putting on paper. I'm not into burning books, but if it's got Rob's name on it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do it.
Yeah, man.
That's always a fun question.
Yeah, Deadpool's probably
Catman.
Those are both DC though.
Yeah, I know. Where are they initially though? Right? I always people would always say that the Shadow was a very heavy influence on the Batman. Yep. That's what I've been told. Yep. Honestly, man, I would prefer ripoffs sometimes as opposed to things like the New Warriors that are coming out. I think sometimes it's not the worst thing to rip off an idea that works as opposed to trying
Iron Man, Exo War.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a lot of Valiant characters, it's kind of Bloodshot. You got a little Punisher Wolverine going on.
But they're all good. Don't get us wrong. We're not knocking them. Holy crap.
Not at all. If you're going to rip something off, do it like Valiant. Do it right. Yeah, those are some pretty good examples over. I mean, Harp and Psyops over in the Valiant universe. I mean,
yeah.
Well, the X-Men were a ripoff of the Doom Patrol, right? Initially, you had the Brotherhood of Evil on the Doom Patrol side, and then you had the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants on the X-Men side.
Oh, JT, what did you think of my unboxing? We commented on that one already. I didn't know you were going to ask that, but yeah, man, great job. Finger slipped. I don't know about franchise, but I know Swamp Thing and Man Thing are ripoffs of a character called the Heap. If I remember my comic.
The Heap. What a great name.
God, there was also a lot of back and forth between which one came first, Man Thing or Swamp Thing.
That's right. I think they were like published within a month of each other or something.
Yeah, right? I think Man Thing was first and then Swamp Thing came. But let's be real, Swamp Thing is the winner. Like, let's be real. Man Thing, that one issue though, or well, I guess it's a 2-issue arc. Night of the Laughing Dead is one of my favorite arcs of all time out of any book. It is definitely in my top 5. Love that arc. It's just a 2-issue arc, but dude, it hit all the feels. Love it.
I think a name like Man Thing also really puts a ceiling on your success.
Know the touch of the Man Thing.
Yeah, like Swamp Thing got a show, didn't last very long, but like a Man Thing show, people are not going to tune in for what they're actually going to see.
Well, Man Thing doesn't talk unless you're R.L. Stein. Like,
yeah.
Talk. So I mean that you're kind of also limited on, you're relying on background characters to be your story.
He'd almost be an auxiliary character, like sort of like how Ice Cream Man sometimes will show up in an issue. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was about to say. Xander Blitz. Anyone else going to snag the Silver Surfer Omni? By the time I remembered, it was out of stock. You're not missing out, man. It's a mediocre book at best. No, that's just my opinion. I'm sure there's a lot of people. I mean, you do have the Kirby artwork. So that's amazing. I'm not gonna knock that. But as far as like the stories go, I tried reading that years ago and I had a hard time with it. I was not that big of a fan. But the thing is, Cosmic Marvel. Maybe that's just my issue.
I don't know.
I don't know. But again, I think a lot of people are buying that just because they're like, oh, I don't know anything about Silver. Like, I think it's just a bunch of people that are newer to comics that were just buying stuff, to be honest with you. I think you're going to see plenty of those books up for sale, probably still sealed within the next 6 months.
I think a lot of people also saw how much the first one went for, and maybe didn't realize that it was like decades ago that came out, and that's why it's so expensive now. The first print.
Well, I mean, let's think about it. Like, if they ever did Stanley's X-Men, if they ever reprinted X-Men, Silver Age X-Men, right? That book sells for like $400 or $500 right now currently. But if they were to ever reprint it, is anybody actually going to buy it? I don't know. Like, that book's not very good. Like, let's be real. No. If people are buying it, it's because they don't know better.
Right.
It's not that great.
Yeah, that's true.
JT, should I do a collection video at the end of the year? Yeah, man, do an update video. Those are always fun to watch. Everybody loves seeing collection videos. That would be dope. Chris, hey, what's up, Chris? JT, collecting is not hoarding. Chris, I meant it in a good way. Yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, I'm probably gonna end up having to get a new shelf in the next few months, probably. Something that I haven't broken down to my wife yet, but it's gonna have to happen. Robin, I am currently inside the rabbit hole. It's cold and dark. That boy's in warm and bright, where up is down and left is right. There are many paperback collections that I believe will never get reprinted, and runs that are considered unpopular that we will never get, or if we do, it will take years and years. That is also true. Greg, so She-Hulk by Byrne was out of stock on Canada Amazon on the day of release. How the hell does that happen? She-Hulk was a very, very, very limited run. Even Omar came out and said before it dropped that Marvel did not do a very large printing of it. Whatever reason, and because they didn't do a large printing of it, it went out fast. It's a great book, though. If you ever get your chance to get on that, grab it. I have a custom bind of it that I picked up from another collector, and I'm currently reading it as we speak, actually. Well, not as we speak, but I'm currently reading it in my to-read pile, and it's such a good book. Such a good book.
Yeah. One thing I hope, I don't know, again, how much Marvel's paying attention to these Facebook groups and stuff, but I really hope they don't start decreasing print runs, even though they know these communities are growing. I mean, they're clearly talking to Omar. They know that his channel has 22K subscribers. I'm not even talking about how many Gem Mint has. I really hope that like speculation, all that stuff is not going to influence the way Marvel does their print runs and stuff, man. Like, that would just be... I don't know. Hopefully not. I don't know why I had that thought. Got super negative, man. Like, I hope they're not just doing low print runs to get people frantic and crazy. And
that would suck. That would piss me off if that's what they were doing. Leftovers was good. Watchmen was trash. Sorry, Matt. To each their own. A lot of people like green chicks, Greg.
She-Hulk.
I am very, very happy that I did not wait to buy the Uncanny X-Force Omni. That sold out fast. Yep, sure did. Chris, get the absolutes, Carlos. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the absolute preachers are gorgeous. I recently watched the Dark Knight Returns animated movie and felt it was much better than the comic, even though it was a very faithful adaptation. Wasn't a big fan of the comic. Hang on, my daughter's screaming for some reason. Mike, I'm gonna let you take over for a second.
Yeah, I can understand that, Gotham, for sure. With the movie you're getting, first of all, it's like it was like 3 hours total, right, with both parts. I mean, you're getting the music, you're getting amazing voice actors, dude. I absolutely loved the animated movie for Dark Knight Returns. The love tunnel scene where Batman's telling Joker enough. Oh man, it's so good. It's so well done. I thought the action sequences were done really well. The fight with the mutant leader was phenomenal. That was peak DC animated movies. Maybe Under the Red Hood is better than Dark Knight Returns, but Dark Knight Returns was so good. But yeah, I can see that. You're getting the motion in between the panels. Really good music. The animation was great. I love the way they sort of channeled Frank Miller's artwork style in the animation itself. Really awesome. Really awesome. That was man, you mentioning that makes me want to read it. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Let's see what else we got here. Preacher goes spine in. Exactly. Yes. I see a bunch of people slipcase out in the comments. Thank you. You go slipcase out. If the slipcase gets their attention, their mind will be blown when they see the spine. I don't know. It just looks weird to have the spine out like that. The only book I do it for is New Frontier, because like New Frontier does not have anything on the slipcase spine. You don't even know what book you're looking at. So that's the only book that I'll flip around. I think Kingdom Come is the same way. Absolute Kingdom Come. But yeah. I absolutely, man, those Absolute Preachers are so good. Let's see what else we got. What else we got here? The Keaton Batgirl thing I heard about from Kevin Smith's Fat Man Beyond podcast. Honestly, with all these movie sort of suggestions and stuff, I've realized, I don't know about you guys, let me know how you've been feeling about this, but I've definitely become a lot more open to not necessarily suggestions, but like ideas and concepts that people throw out, right, with all these movies. I don't know why. A couple years ago, Michael Keaton, being the age he is, playing Batman, I don't know if I would have been as excited, but I'm all in for it now, man. Batman Beyond, Dark Knight Returns, let's do it. Let's have Michael Keaton step back into the cape and the cowl. No nipples this time. Get rid of the nipples. Throw them out. And just let him do his thing as an older Bruce Wayne. That'd be really, really cool. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here in the comments. I apologize, guys. Matt has control over all the comments and blowing them up on the screen. I can't do that myself. Gotham's telling me to check out an interview with Rob Liefeld. I'll give it a shot because I'm open-minded. Typically, I would not want to waste my time on anything Rob Liefeld, but I'll give it a shot. But I guess just in general, I will say, guys, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please do. We post content regularly, not as regularly as we used to. And, these live streams, we've been out for about a month, but we plan to pick this back up again. Obviously it's been a while and we miss doing this. It's a lot of fun talking to you guys and talking to each other, Matt and myself. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. First of all, I know it's probably late for a lot of you. So we do appreciate the time and the attention, and I hope you guys have all been staying safe. It's there's a lot of turbulence in the world right now, especially in North America, large parts of Europe, and all over the world. There's some sort of turbulence. Hopefully none of the protests and riots have affected anyone too negatively. But I guess I'll go off on a little rant here. So one thing that I read in when Denny O'Neil passed was I picked up my Absolute Green Arrow Green Lantern, got back into that, tried to give it a read again, because while I did enjoy it the first time, I didn't enjoy it that much. I didn't see the hype, I didn't understand it. But reading it through the second time, and it's been a few years for me, I've got to say there's something really great about that book. Times have changed, obviously, since that was written in whatever 70s or 80s or whenever it was. Times have changed a little bit, but you think about it and they haven't changed that much. There's some really, really incredible moments in that book by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams. I really like these 3 panels where, Hal Jordan's come back. I think it was in the first issue, one of the first few pages you see. And there's a black gentleman that approaches him and says, "Hey man, like I've seen you help the blue people, I've seen you help the purple people, I've seen you even help orange people. When are you going to help black people and the people on your earth?" And little things like that, sort of exploring these ideas with superheroes. Obviously superheroes are not a real thing in our universe, but sort of looking at that idea and relating it to your own life. And, while we're not superheroes, we are technically the hero of your own story, and sort of seeing Denny O'Neil explore these really crazy ideas, looking at, cults, looking at people who are just really trying to fit in, looking at, relations between Americans and Native Americans. Really, really powerful stuff. And I was absolutely blown away by it this second time around. Really, really enjoyed it. Really fantastic run. Let me know if you guys have read that. If you haven't yet, if you're looking for something good, that's Denny O'Neil to read, sort of to commemorate his passing. That's a great, great, great book. His run on The Question is sensational. And of course, all the Batman work he's done. He's done so much Batman, obviously working with guys like Neil Adams. So much work. Denny O'Neil, man, is just an absolute legend and a force to be reckoned with in the industry. And I really enjoyed rereading his GAGL. Really, really fantastic stuff. What's going on, Matt? I was just talking about Denny O'Neil's Green Arrow, Green Lantern run, just sort of going off. I did read through some of the comics, man. So look at the comments right underneath the one you're clicked on right now. All right, we got some.
Goes spine in.
We got some teams forming, my friend.
No, spine in. What the hell? No, you guys are covering up the beauty. Look, I only have like a couple of you guys can see. Spine out. Especially on Preacher. Even my Sandman down here, spine out. You gotta share the beauty in those, man.
Well, we'll see where the votes go by the end of it.
Yeah, so my son and daughter were fighting. My two oldest ones were fighting, and she got hit with something apparently. I don't know. But anyways, I go upstairs, to do dad stuff, and my son is actually watching our live stream right now. So I was like, oh, well, thank you for the support there, Riker. So he's currently watching. So Riker, be good, or I'm gonna be very upset if I have to come back up there. So anyways,
well, you don't know, Riker, is your dad can see you through the screen too, so he knows exactly what you're up to.
All right. So anyways, yeah, that was funny. Where are we at here?
I mean, we can keep rolling down. I did
on the comments.
Yeah, I also mentioned Gotham's comment after this about Rob Liefeld doing a podcast with someone. Oh, I hate when things lag because I don't know if it's me or if it's Matt. Because for me, it's Matt, but for Matt, it could be me. And I just don't know what's happening.
Difficulties. Oh, we're back. Maybe.
Okay.
Are we back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I was like, what the hell's going on? You told my son I could see him, and all of a sudden we can't see anything.
Ooh, conspiracy.
I know. I think he's in on something. Maybe he's part of Skynet.
He's part of the deep state.
Yeah, he's not even going to get that reference. So where are we at on here? You said you were going through some of the comments. Where are we at?
I did sort of mention the one Gotham said right underneath about Rob Liefeld being on an interview. I said I'd be open-minded about it and try it.
Oh, yep. All right, so this one have we covered?
Yeah,
all right, so Swamp Thing and Man Thing character. Oh, the writers were roommates. Yes, that is true. What do you think is a must-read first, Preacher or Sandman? I'm going to say Preacher just due to the fact that it's not as long. And Sandman requires, for me at least, when I was reading it, I think Mike said the same thing. Sandman, you almost need to take breaks.
Yeah.
Whereas Preacher, you can binge.
Yeah. You got to let Sandman marinate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say go Preacher over Sandman. They're both great, but Preacher over Sandman. Green Arrow and Hawkeye is at Gotham. Roy Thomas and Len Wein. Did research on DC, still confused on where to start. Well, JT, based on what I do know from your likes and things like that, I would suggest, it's a good question. Actually, it hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be coming out. I would suggest to you the Spectre. That one's going to be coming out, the Bronze Age Spectre. I don't, is it called Bronze Age? I can't remember what they were calling it. Was it called Spectre Bronze Age?
I think so, yes.
I would recommend that one. I think you dig that. I'm trying to think if there's any like collected editions that really. I was thinking like the original JSA stuff, but I don't know if there's anything collected that goes back that far. Well, I guess they do have the Golden Age and Silver Age, like Flash and Green Lantern books. Ooh, Silver Age Green Lantern. Let's start there. There's some omnis for there that are pretty easy to get to. Yeah.
You got Silver Age Justice League. You got Bronze Age Justice League too.
Yep.
I mean, with DC, I think you just got to dive in at a volume.
Find a character that looks appealing and just dive in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would recommend Silver Age Green Lantern though. I think you would dig that one.
That's a good call.
Based on what I know from your previous life, I would say Silver Age Green Lantern. And you can get those omnis, I think, fairly inexpensive still too. I don't think they're very much. So
right.
Gotham. Oh yeah, I do like Green Arrow better though. Green Arrow better than Green Lantern? Is that what he said? Is that what you're saying? Hawkeye. Yes, no, Green. I'm with you on Green Arrow in that regard. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Greg, what's up, man? What should my next omnibus be? Doom Patrol. Ooh. Hot damn, I can't even say go by price point because they're like the same price. Those are big, both beefy $150 omnis. So I mean, you can get them obviously way cheaper, but shit, I don't know, man. I guess. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, let's look at it this way. Are you interested? Have you seen the Doom Patrol TV show? If so, you know what you're in for in regards to Morris and Doom Patrol. The feel is very similar. Not exact, but it's similar. Hellblazer is gonna be more thought-provoking, I guess you could say. Is that a good way to word it? It's gonna be more introspective. It's gonna be, I don't know what the big word I'm looking for is to really kind of say what I'm trying to say.
Tremendous. That's the big word you're thinking of. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. I know what you mean. I know what you're going for.
Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, man.
Those are a ride. There's a lot of funny moments. There's a lot of humor. There's a lot of good ups and downs. Hellblazer is just, it's a lot of drama. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but not like bad, like not in a bad way. I don't know. I guess it just depends on what you're in the mood for. If you want a really fun adventure action team book, go with Doom Patrol. That book made me laugh so many times.
Yeah.
It was, and not like in a bad way. Like it was genuinely funny.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol, they messed up the Hellblazer Omni doing it by creator instead of an order. Well, technically you could say the same thing about Doom Patrol. That's what they did with that's Grant Morrison's Doom, but he didn't jump on to like what, issue 18, 19, something like that.
It's true. So
I mean, technically they did the exact same thing with Doom Patrol.
There's a mic drop.
I didn't mean to be, but Gotham, I thought it was John Buscema on art, not Jack Kirby. I think it's both. I think Kirby and Buscema are both on the Silver Surfer Omni. I'm 99% sure they are both on it. 99% sure. I'll have to double check now, but I swear they're both on it. Watch, I'm gonna be wrong. I swear they're both on it, though. I'm pretty sure they were both on it. My opinion, JT, is post-crisis on Infinite Earths material. A lot of DC stuff prior to that is hit or miss, and you really have to pick and choose there. Man, I've been on a Vertigo comic binge. Currently reading 100 Bullets. That's a good one. And after, I can't decide if I should read Fables or Sweet Tooth. Ooh, those are two different books.
Go Sweet Tooth, man. It's a shorter series. You'll get through it faster.
Is shorter.
You can move on to Fable. Honestly, and Sweet Tooth is like 30 some odd issues, and it reads real quick too.
That is true.
You'll get yourself ready for the show, and then you can take your sweet time with Fables.
I would agree with that sentiment. Fables is a long one. Not only is it a long one, but it's wordy. Not like in a bad way wordy, but it's wordy. It's not a quick read.
Yeah.
That boy Steve says Fables. JT, I tried to follow your suggestion to switch back and forth, but it confused me. Well, that's cool, man. It doesn't work for everybody. Go with what works for you, but that's cool. You tried something different, but yeah, ultimately, man, go with what works for you. Also, no Frank Miller monologues in movies. Maybe that's why I liked it. That and I was trying to say the news station before my daughter was screaming. I was gonna say all those news station breaks in the comics. That annoyed me. I don't know about anybody else, but that annoyed the hell out of me.
True.
I love the voice acting for the Joker in Dark Knight Returns.
Yep.
Sites like Amazon, IST, cheap graphic novels should leave the link for the out-of-print book and have a want reserve or say, oh, that'd be dope. Then they could report the data back to Marvel. Perhaps that would be an option. Well, I don't know how well it would work for Amazon, but I do think it would work. That could theoretically work really well for like IST, CGN, even some of like the overseas Tales of Wonder, like those types of places. I think that would be good.
So Amazon does that to a degree already. So if something is like temporarily out of stock, you can still buy it, and then once they have it in stock, they'll ship it out to you. I doubt that they report those numbers back to anybody.
Yeah, probably not. They report them back to Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
here's how many millions you've made today.
Oh, not enough millions off of the comic books. Leave them.
Robin, have you seen the trailer for DC's next animated Superman movie? Totally new animation style and looks awesome. I don't know if I have. I've heard about it, but I don't know if I've seen the trailer.
I have not.
Now I'm going to have to go back and look at that one.
So much DC today. I love it.
Speaking of different animation, real quick, kind of sort of off topic / not. There's a new end of July. There's a new Netflix Transformers series, animated series that's coming out, right? And I saw the trailer for it. And I love the character designs because it's like Gen 1 Transformer character designs, more or less, right? Loved it. I was like, oh, these are sweet. They look awesome. But the animation is, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it looks good, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't know how I feel about this animation yet. Have you seen the trailer?
No. I don't.
When you have a moment, check out that trailer, dude. I don't know how I feel about the animation. It's different.
Okay.
It kind of threw me for a loop, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel. This is kind of different. I don't know. We'll see. But the character designs were great.
So the Superman animated movie is Superman Man of Tomorrow. The film is an original story that chronicles Clark Kent's early years as Superman. And then they're doing a new Batman one. I didn't know about this either. It's going to be a 2-part film.
Oh.
Batman The Long Halloween. Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. 2-parter.
Oh, that makes me happy. Does it say like any like potential release dates at all?
It does not. No release dates have been set so far.
Oh, dude, that makes my heart happy. You know, it'd be even dope. Well, provided COVID wasn't a thing, is if they did what they did with Killing Joke and released it in theaters.
Ooh, that would be very nice.
I did go see Killing Joke in theaters, and I thought that was a blast. I'd be willing to risk the Rona to go see The Long Halloween in theaters.
Man, it's a bummer. These movies, again, this is Wikipedia, so I don't know how legit this is, but these animated movies, like the past few, have made between 2 and 3 mil.
That's pretty good for an animated movie.
The Death of Superman, 6.5. But like, if you look at Superman Doomsday or Superman Batman Public Enemies Under the Red Hood, those were at 12 million.
Under the Red Hood was so good.
That's I guess
so good.
May as well ask you. So when Gotham asked about, he was talking about Dark Knight Returns, the animated movie. I said it was between that and Under the Red Hood for me as the best DC animated movie. Where are you at with that? Do you have a favorite?
Okay, yeah, no, I do for sure. Best. I have like a 3-way. God dang, I don't know. I got like a 3-way tie. I can't really put these in order, so I'm just gonna say like my top 3, I guess, because they're all the same for me. Like, I really love them. And that would be Under the Red Hood, which I think is probably like, it might actually be my favorite, or like right up there. Under the Red Hood's great. Flashpoint Paradox,
great flick. Yeah,
love that one. Riker, big shout out to you, buddy. He watched that with and without me numerous times too. I used to catch him when he was younger. I'm like, you shouldn't be watching this without me, because he was like younger at the time. And he's like, "It was such a good show." And I was like, "No, it is, but I don't want you watching that. It has some adult themes there, buddy." And then Constantine, City of what the hell is it called? City of Hell. What the hell is it called?
I don't know.
City of Demons.
City of Demons.
That was that John Constantine solo one that Matt Ryan voiced.
Yeah,
buddy.
They've had some tight animated movies over the years. It's really, really great stuff.
Yeah, Marvel had a couple good ones back in the early 2000s, but that was about it. Maybe like mid 2000s, but that was it.
And they had all those animes written by the filthy Warren Ellis.
Let's see. Cole, welcome, man. The THC stream. Here we are. Hey, Mike. Everybody, take a second, hit the thumbs up. Yeah, no, and subscribe. Gautham, yeah. Say what you will about Dark Knight Returns. There are some kick-ass moments in that comic. I've never wanted Batman riding a horse more than when I read The Dark Knight Rises. Or Superman being punched in the face. Here's a good question. If you could make if you could turn any book into an absolute, what would it be? That's a great question. And by any book, okay, so let's do a two-parter. Let's do any DC book, since absolutes are DC, and then let's do literally any book known to man that you could do any book with.
Well, I'll go Ice Cream Man for any book I could absolute.
Okay. Nice pick.
I love that series. I love Martin Morazzo's artwork. The dude is incredible. DC, shit, man. It's tough because like I love, man, Liam Sharp's artwork in the Green Lantern stuff he's doing now is out of this world, but I don't know if this, which is sad to say. Sorry, Grant. I know you're listening. I don't know if the story deserves an absolute necessarily. Damn, man. You what about you? You got any?
No, I definitely do. So for my any book in the whole world, I would piggyback off you and say Ice Cream Man, but I do want to go different. And the number one book for me is got to be James O'Barr's The Crow. And
fair enough.
I could get into James O'Barr's The Crow, my heart would just soar. I would, especially if they could make it like really nice, like they did like Preacher and Sandman. It'd be thin. It'd be a very thin absolute. It'd be almost like that Green Arrow Kevin Smith one. It'd be a very thin one, but right. It would be, or like Absolute Superman maybe, or All-Star Superman. I mean, it'd be very thin, but I would love that. So if I could turn any book, it would definitely be James O'Barr's The Crow. As regards to a DC title, I'm gonna say something I can't believe you didn't say, and Animal Man.
Animal. See, I thought for some reason I was like, he's gonna say the Spectre. It's so, I mean,
dude, yeah. Tom Mandrake's art. Oh fuck, that's a toss up. Yeah. See, I was just thinking of like those Brian Bolland covers, and I was like, I would love to see those Brian Bolland covers from Animal Man and that absolute format. I think that would be great. Yeah. But now that you're, oh yeah, dude, especially if they did it with like the newspaper print, like they did in Killing Joke.
Of course.
Oh, hands down. Okay, well, I got a two-way tie then. But yeah, no, those would definitely be mine for sure. The Spectre newspaper print, though, it has to be newspaper print. Yeah. Animal Man, they can do like the matte print or like that's fine. But Spectre would have to be newspaper. You got to have the smell.
Yeah, I don't know if I could choose a DC title like that right now. It's too hard. It's too tough. Give me just
you got Swamp Thing.
I'll go simple with it. Just give me, damn it. I don't want to be so basic and just say Batman by Grant Morrison in absolute, because they gave us the one volume. You know, maybe in hindsight, I would like to see more of Capullo's artwork in absolute size. Some of the work he did for 0 Year and I mean Death of the Family, dude crushed it. I've really been digging his artwork in this reread, man. Epic readathon.
That was a very good question. Thank you, Robin. That was a good one. I like that. Galtham, wasn't George Clooney the nippled Batman?
You're right. I mixed that up. You're right.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah. I was saying I'm excited for Keaton to come back, but just avoid the nipples. But you're right.
Well, Joel Schumacher has also passed away this week, so you don't have to worry about nippled Batman anymore.
Fair enough.
Rob Liefeld has many Alan Moore anecdotes in that interview. So you should check it out. Yeah, I did hear about that Liefeld interview. Because I remember Alex, he posted, he goes, Liefeld must be getting pretty burning all of his bridges. He's doing podcasts now. Yeah, which that goes back to our old school days of we actually had a Twitter feud beef with Liefeld at one point because of some bad information we got. That was hilarious. We got into a Twitter feud with Liefeld once with our old podcast. It didn't last very long, but it gained a lot of traction. Holy crap, I couldn't believe all the people that were commenting. That boy Steve says he would like new 52 Batman as an absolute. Liefeld has some energy. I need to watch this interview. Just because I'm curious, why haven't you guys not done a live show in a while? If it's for a personal reason, don't worry about answering. I mean, it's personal. It's a personal thing, but it's not like personal. Me and Mike got into a huge fight. I said, no, I'm kidding. No, our schedules just honestly have not meshed. I was doing a lot of overnight shifts for my job. And then I got off of overnights. Then my wife started doing overnights at the hospital. And she's actually wrapping those up this weekend. So I'm very excited about that because I can't stand these overnight shifts. So because of that, and then I had to adjust my work schedule, and it was just a mess. And so it was just a lot going on with me and our schedules. Like Mike was trying to accommodate it, but our schedules just were not meshing. And every time we thought we were going to record, I had stuff come up and couldn't. And one night, Mike just had a few too many shrooms, and so
couple nights.
Yeah, we just had problems meshing our schedules. That's really all it was. So fingers crossed we can start doing these more often again, like we were. But
yeah, for sure.
How is Denny O'Neil's run? Question. From what I have read on it, which is the majority, it's fantastic. The question was a character that I never even knew I wanted to read. Like it was to me, I was like, oh, it's just some guy. I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about Vic Sage. I knew nothing about the question. I knew nothing about any of it until I read that run. It is so good. So good. I was reading it digitally. It is one of those books that I do feel would be way better physical. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I will say that.
It's also kind of cool to see Denny O'Neil write a character that's kind of doing something like he was doing when he was being a journalist, but it's like the question can cross all these lines that he probably was not able to. So yeah, it's great. And Dennis McCowan's artwork is fantastic.
Robin, I'm waiting on the inevitable Mr. Miracle absolute.
Maybe one day.
I completely agree on writers, including in speaking on real life topics and using their power to speak up for something that they believe. Matt, share your power with Mike and let him show the comments. I would. I don't know. I can't. Like it's a hosting thing. It's just whoever hosts. And since everything's tied to my thing or whatever, I can't. I would love to be able to let him do it, to be honest with you, but I can't. I can let him view comments, but I'm looking right now just to make sure. I can let him view comments, but that's all I can do.
Hey guys, StreamYard is a patriarchal tyranny that doesn't allow anyone aside from the person at the top of the hierarchy to control everything. So
yeah, and I'm the one paying for StreamYard. So actually, you know what's funny is that it just took money out of my account as we were talking tonight. I was like, oh, there goes that payment.
They're like, oh yeah, these guys use this.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, these guys use StreamYard. We should charge them. I'm like, fuckers. But yeah, no, I wish I could. I would love to be able to. I can't. I can make it so he can't see comments, but I can't let him add comments. It's stupid. I know.
Matt just likes the He-Man phrase, I have the power.
I mean, that is a fun phrase, but I wish there was a way though, because there's times where I think it'd be nice if you could just have control. Like, I think it would just make things easier, especially like when sharing screens and stuff. But
yeah, it's all right.
Someone give me a quick synopsis on who the question is, since O'Neil's passing. I've been hearing people praise his work on the character. Well, we kind of did. Gentleman named Vic Sage. Yeah, I mean, it's really kind of based on O'Neil's, like what Mike was saying, O'Neil's history with being a reporter and things like that, and reporter by day and question by night, and he's it's I don't know how else to explain it, man. It's just really solid. Like I said, it's a thing I never thought I would ever want to read. I didn't, but people kept talking about it, and I was like, fine, I'll read it. And I did. I loved it. I thought, I was like, damn, this is really good. So I thought you were gonna say you made a sandwich. Dude, I'm so hungry right now. I wish I said I could make a sandwich. No, I had to go deal with children. You're never going to check that Rob Liefeld podcast now, Mike, are you?
I'll give it a shot. Like I said, I'll be open-minded about it. People change.
Yes, Rob, I like when creators do that, and especially when it's kind of sudden and the readers left to ponder the situation and interpret it in their own way without being force-fed. Mike, do you ever want to read comments? I've noticed I do this all the time, and I don't mean to. Do you want to read comments? Do you want me to click on shit? No, I'm asking. Like, if you want to do it, please, by all means. I don't want to, like... Now I feel like people are like, oh, look at Matt with the fucking power.
No,
and I'm like, no, like that's not what I mean at all. Like, if you want to read these, by all means, please do.
It's all good, man. I get on my soapbox enough with the videos that I make. So,
do the bindings hold up on Absolute Editions? I just got the first 2 Sandman books, and I'll let you comment on that one since you kind of had.
yeah, my Sandman's kind of fell apart too.
But I'm curious though. So me and Mike were comparing printings, because mine always appeared fine. So Joey, what printing of Sandman do you have? Because I'm curious if it's the same one as Mike's, because Mike said that his just recently started to kind of fall apart. But
yeah,
as a whole, there's a few that don't. Like Final Crisis had a lot of issues. What was the other one the Absolute Swamp Thing had issues initially as well, but I think those ones got fixed. But Absolute Final Crisis was horrible.
Yeah.
And other than that, I personally have never had an issue with an Absolute aside from Final Crisis.
Yeah, my Watchmen kind of fell apart too, but that's about it. Just those 2 books for now.
I don't know. I think it just maybe depends on, I don't know. I was kind of bummed to hear about the Sandman one because I've never had any issues. I was really kind of bummed to hear that.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, Mike versus Matt, who wins? I don't know. What are we versing each other?
Yeah, what's that competition? Yeah.
If it comes to eating Waffle House, I don't know. I think Mike actually might win that one. Believe it or not, I'm fat, but I think Mike might actually beat me on that one.
I go hard when I have to, man.
Yeah, you guys should have seen him eating Waffle House one night. Like, we both ordered a crap ton of food, and he was on it. It was one of his cheat meals, so he was going hard in the paint.
Yeah, I remember the guy who was serving us was like new, and he's I've never seen anyone order and eat this much food.
Yeah, he was very impressed with us, and I don't even think we were drunk. I think we had maybe a couple beers or something when we were out and about, but yeah, like we weren't like drunk or anything either. We were just like, it's Waffle House, man. Like, we're hungry. Let's do this.
Yeah, we didn't have Skittles serving us this time. So
yeah, not Skittles. Oh, Skittles. Gracias. How's that for French? What?
Oh my god! And then that drunk woman came in and just ripped a huge fart on the
and her husband, man, her boyfriend, whoever he was, he looks so embarrassed. He's like, oh god, yeah. She's drunk. Skittles wouldn't give me my damn drink every time I went to grab it from her. She's like, oh, yeah. Just give me my fucking soda.
Give me my soda and back away with your dead tooth, Skittles. God damn it.
Oh shit. That's a story. I will never forget Skittles for as long as I live.
No,
and that was your first time at Waffle House to boot. So like she really made it special.
Oh, VIP. She's like, let me tell you what this place is all about.
Yeah, it was great. Go for Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol. I haven't seen the show, but I watched Titan season 1 and liked the episode with Doom Patrol. Yeah, man, Doom Patrol's great. Also, needless to say, Doom Patrol, the show is pretty good. I have a humongous crush on the actress who plays Crazy Jane. You and about every other man that watches that show. Robert J. goes Sweet Tooth. It's shorter and very relevant to our current times. JT, I got the Captain America Epic Collection #1 this month. Awesome, man. That's a good read. Everyone's telling me to read Amazing Spider-Man Kraven's The Last Hunt. Yes. 1,000 times yes. That is such a good read. I love Kraven's Last Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
That is one that, honestly, the first time I read it, blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was not expecting what happened at the end. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was... I don't know, man. Yeah, I wasn't... That was such a good book.
Yeah.
F Amazon. How do you feel about the animation on that? Animation on what? Amazon? Where are we? I don't know what he was referring to, unfortunately.
On effing Amazon?
Oh, well, that's some interesting animation.
Yeah.
Willing to catch Rona for a movie? Couldn't be me. I'll just wait till the Blu-ray drops. Nah, man, not if it was the long Halloween. I'll do it. Actually, well, I've already been exposed, man. It's whatever. I'll do it. I like Flashpoint Paradox movie a lot too, but my favorite is probably Dark Knight Returns, especially if both parts count as one. That's fair. I think you'd have to count both as one. That's fair.
Yeah.
Justice League Dark Omnis. When you bind them. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's DC. Who the hell knows? It's hard to say.
John Byrne's Man of Steel hasn't had an Omni
yet.
And
it was announced, and they're like, just kidding, deluxe editions.
Yeah, if that, we'll see what
that
happens.
Reminds me, when does that come out? It's this month, next month. When is that supposed to come out? Because I will buy it when it comes out. I don't care. I love that book so much. I will double, triple, quadruple dip if I have to.
Wow. Bold.
Dude, it's a great run. Man of Steel is so good.
Those deluxe editions might be the only thing you ever get.
Well, that's fine. I'll take it.
Let's see. Of course, Amazon is showing that. So,
I'm looking it up right now to see what the information.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure someone's already. Yeah, it's supposed to
August 25th.
August 25th. Yes, and Volume 2 is supposed to be January.
All right. Well, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay movie is surprised. That's that animated one, I believe. I haven't seen that one. If that's the one I think it is. For any book in Absolute, Descender/Ascender. Get some of that Dustin Wynn art in Absolute format. Not a bad choice, my friend. Not a bad choice at all.
Not at all.
Absolute amazing spot, dude. Good call, JT. Great call. Some Steve Ditko in Absolute format. That could be fun. I would agree. That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Mike, Absolute for me is already coming. Fourth World. That is right. Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm really, really torn. Okay. So actually, I want your guys' opinions on this. This is a great question. So I have the Fourth World Omni, not the original Omnis with like the newspaper print, but like the one that was, but I got like the misprint one. And because I got the misprint one, I bought it for somebody for $20. And the reason I got it so cheap is because he had ripped the cover off. Because if you guys remember, IST said, rip the cover off, mail in your cover, and we'll send you a brand new copy. So that's what he did. And then he had this coverless copy laying around. So for $20, I said, dude, I'll take it. Because what I was planning on doing was splitting it into 2 volumes and then custom binding them. Right? That was my original intent. I just haven't gotten around to it yet because I've been binding other stuff. All of a sudden, Absolute Fourth World's coming out, and it looks fucking spectacular. It looks so good. and it dropped. Like I saw pictures already. Someone, I don't know if they worked in a comic shop or something, was already posting pictures of it, and it looks amazing. Great. It looks so good, and it drops Tuesday on IST. So I'm like, but it's $150 cover price. Obviously, it's way less on IST and stuff, but it's still a hefty book. And I'm like, whoa, I don't know what to do. I mean, I already have it. I just need to. But then again, that absolute format, and I was like, I don't know what
800 pages.
That's a hefty Omni or a hefty absolute.
Absolute. We'll see what our Patreon monthly hardcover comic giveaway winner decides to choose. You might be able to get yourself a little preview on that book, my friend.
I know. I'm just so torn. I don't know what to do. I was seriously debating it. I don't know. You guys tell me, what would you do? I'm just curious. I take my absolute answer back. DC's Hellblazer, anything. The Dark Horse run of Conan the Barbarian.
That had some dope artwork in it.
Who owns the rights to the Crow? James O'Barr himself? No, I believe it is Dark Horse that owns the rights to the Crow. I know they're the ones that have been publishing all this stuff lately. I think. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure it's Dark Horse. I could be wrong, but I'm 90% sure it's Dark Horse. That hardcover Crow is really nice. Yeah, there's that Easton Press one that's really, really nice. But unfortunately, it was like super limited, and now you can't find it. I have it saved as a search on eBay, but right now the only one I'm seeing is like $400, and I'm like, as much as I love that book, I can never justify that. So, is the Batman and Robin Omnibus really confusing to read by itself? I picked up Batman Inc. at the library and wondering if that's enough to understand it. So for me, I knew absolutely nothing when I read the Batman and Robin Omni, and for like the first 5 or 6 issues, I'm going, what the hell's going on? Because I knew nothing. That was a mistake. Is it still enjoyable? Yes, by all means, it is still greatly enjoyable. Worst case scenario, just wiki it, just so you have an understanding of the background. Then you're good to go.
And then just be wary, because there was a Batman Inc. series that happened before the New 52, and then in the New 52, it rebooted. So there's a chance you may be reading the Batman Inc. from before the New 52, which won't really help you with what happens around issue 18 of Batman and Robin, where Damian has some stuff happen to him. But I think you'd still be fine. Yeah, just wiki it, Google it.
Yeah, just wiki it. If I would have that's what I ended up doing. Oh, okay, it makes sense now. But yeah, no, that Batman and Robin Omnibus it's really good. It's probably up there in my like top 10 Omnis. It's really good. It hits all the feels.
Yeah.
Greg, I know I will be laughed at, but I would love a Lobo Absolute by Keith Giffen. Sir, I will not laugh at you. I will back that %. I think that would be amazing. I back you.
Be sweet.
Gotham, I think IDW, or they at least own the license to make Crow comics. Oh, is it IDW? I think it's dark. Oh, obviously I don't know shit. Maybe no, you're right. It is IDW. They're the ones at least that are currently doing them, because there's all like the new Crows that are coming out, and I know IDW has been the one pushing them.
Sweet.
That does make sense. I don't know. Matt D. Hey guys, is it worth it to get the absolute Why the Last Man? Having a tough time deciding between those, the deluxe editions or the omnibus. I have my opinion. Mike, do you have yours?
I would go with the deluxe edition. I mean, it depends on the price. Maybe the omnibus is cheaper, but I personally love the deluxe editions. You get big enough artwork. They're really nice to read. You can pick them up and walk around with them in your hand while you read them. Yeah, I mean,
I second that 100%. I had the deluxe editions. I ended up selling them just because after I got in reading it, while I thoroughly enjoyed Why the Last Man, it's a book that I will never read again. So I was kind of like, I don't need these.
Right.
But I strongly suggest the deluxes, unless, like Mike said, unless the absolute's cheaper, because in my opinion, the art, while it's great, I love the art, don't get me wrong, I don't think it necessarily justifies a larger print, if that makes sense. And not because like the art's bad, and it's just that there's nothing that like really jumps off the page that would make me go, oh, I really want to see this in a larger print format.
Yep.
So, and like Mike said too, the size of them are great. There's like 5 of them if I remember correctly. And I found that I read them quicker. If that makes, I don't know, if it's a mental thing, but I did read them quicker, I think, than if I would have read them in any other format. So I personally would suggest the deluxes.
Yeah. Yes.
Give me the deets on your feud with Liefeld. I mean, it wasn't like a huge thing. I mean, it kind of turned into a bigger thing, but long story short, our old podcast, 4 Guys in a Comic, we got some bad information from one of our listeners. So one of our listeners went to a Comic-Con, told us that they tried to meet Liefeld because we used to interview creators every week, and they tried to get Liefeld to come onto the show. They told us that Liefeld said, no, I don't do those, blah, blah, blah. And like, was just like a huge dick about it. So then Michael, one of the guys from 4 Guys, he went and tweeted and just said something like, oh, I don't remember what exactly he said, but something along the lines of like tagging Rob Liefeld and saying like, oh, why won't you do our show? We heard that this was said. You're too good for us to do podcasts or something along those lines, right? Rob comments back and is like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be saying these things about me. This isn't true. And we're like, whoa, we got a response from Rob Liefeld. So we're like, well, we were told by this. And then at the same time, we're reaching out to this guy that gave us this information. He goes, well, I mean, I didn't talk to Rob. I talked to his handler, and his handler was like a big asshole. And so we're like, okay, like, and so in the between all this, we're like arguing with Rob. We're like, well, then come on to our podcast, Rob. Be a man, Rob. Like, come on to this podcast. And in the interim, there was a lot of like other people like that followed Rob, like jumping in and like chiming in and saying like, yeah, go do their podcast, or like, hey, leave Rob alone. He's a nice guy. He would never say that. Oh no, we were told that Rob wanted to charge us to come onto the podcast. That's what it was.
That's right.
Yeah, the guy said that Rob wanted us to, it was like a couple $100 or something like that to come onto the podcast is what we were told. And we were like, why do you charge to go onto a podcast? And it just blew up from there. And Rob Liefeld, like, he never blocked us though. You know how he gets super block happy and he just blocked us?
Yeah,
he never once blocked us. Not once. So that was funny. But yeah, I went to bed and I woke up the next day and like our Twitter just blew up while I was in bed. I was like, what? I started reading, oh, we're beefing with Rob Liefeld. This is fun. And it was just like a bunch of people going back and forth and trying to get Rob to do our show, and him saying no, and him saying that we don't know what we're talking about. He would never charge to do a podcast. Well, it's because he doesn't do podcasts until recently. But yeah, and it turns out we just got bad information from someone that was trying to sound cool or something. I don't know why he gave us the information. Yeah. We ran into some interesting people on that podcast. What was that one guy's name? Do you remember the one cat that kept trying to tell us that he was gonna get Milo? What is that guy's name? The right wing Jewish guy, Milo. I can't ever think of his name now. Yes, how he was gonna get him to come onto our show and stuff, and he knows.
I don't remember that.
They're next door neighbors, and
that's insane.
Well, remember, is that guy that he kept messaging Michael all the time?
Oh yeah, I don't remember who that was, but yeah, he
tell us that he was gonna get us on all these things, and he was gonna make us like the top 5 podcasts in the world.
Yeah. We were gonna meet Manson. Yeah,
podcast.
It's just
really big weirdos on that one. But anyway, yeah. So we got into a little like Twitter beef with Liefeld for a quick minute, and he never blocked us though. Not once did he block us. I was very shocked. He never did our podcast either. But every year we would tweet him back and be like, so Rob, you ready to do our podcast? Never replied again. He only replied the one time. And then, but yeah, any other time we'd message him out, he would just never reply. But every year we would message him and ask.
Yeah.
Cartoonist Kayfabe is great. Not a podcast. It's a YouTube channel. Pittsburgh boys. Let's get to that 3-hour mark to complete the great comeback. We're almost there. 12 minutes. 12 minutes.
Fine. I guess I'll stick it out.
12 minutes. Gonna spill the beans. The real reason we haven't had a THC live stream is because Mike asked for a higher cut. Matt said no and fired Mike. Hired him back, and here we are. Yes, I fired Mike. Meanwhile, he's the one pumping out all the video.
It's all part of the deep state.
Yeah, no, Mike's the one pumping out all the videos. No, Mike just does really good videos. Really good videos, actually. And I'm not.
Thank you.
I don't do as many good videos, so I'm like, whatever. I'll just do like the live stream and the occasional overview, and I'll let Mike do everything else. I got busy doing other side projects and stuff. Now I'm actually writing articles on top of doing voiceovers, so I just got busy with other things. So I'm just gonna let Mike handle it all. He's good. People like him. I'll just do the occasional overview, and I love live streams. I will always do live streams, though. These are a blast. They put out an audio version as well. It's more convenient for me to listen to a podcast and watch a video. I know we were supposed to turn our videos on the podcast. We never did. Get the deluxe hardcover. See, everything deluxe hardcovers. The art isn't exactly absolute worthy. See, we're not the only ones. The Omni is way too thick to be convenient reading. I'm pretty sure that Omar's channel, more than one person have called up comments.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not sure what that means. What?
So like pulling up comments to show on the screen? We can look into it, I guess. We'll see.
I'm telling you, I don't know how to do it. I'll ask. The only thing that I can think of is if they're like taking turns logging in or something.
Your conspiracy's falling apart, my friend. No,
dude.
Maybe there's.
I'll share my screen. I'll try to show you the settings. Somebody teach me. Somebody Google. We're on StreamYard. Somebody Google StreamYard and how to do it, and I'll be more than happy to do it.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes left to this 3-hour mark.
Google StreamYard, damn it.
The next 10 minutes is just us troubleshooting StreamYard. That'd be cool, though.
Smaller guys can ball on food. Mike's not small, man. He's not small at all. Me and Mike are like the same height. It's just I got a belly. I got the dad bod. And Mike's got the Captain America bod, so
200.
No, Mike's
213 pounds.
Yeah, Mike's not a small guy. Yeah. Was she hot? Was Skittles hot? No. No, not at all. Local bar has a vodka Skittle cocktail. Yeah, nope. We're not even sure how she got the name Skittles. That's just what she told us her name was when she introduced herself. We're not sure where she came from. And then her sister came over, but her sister had like a normal name. We were like, oh.
That's right, yeah.
It's a normal name. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a normal name. When does Jim Lee start to get some hate on some decisions like Dan Didio did? When will the shine come off the apple, so to speak? When he starts canceling stupid stuff. To my knowledge, it hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. I'm sure it's bound to. We'll see.
I guess I wonder how much Didio did versus Jim Lee.
I don't know. There's probably so much stuff that we don't even know that happens behind the scenes.
Very true.
Good night, y'all. It's nice to see you guys back on live, but it's getting late and I have to watch Doom Patrol. Touche, sir. Touche. Enjoy.
I don't even think I'm going to get to tonight.
Absolute says Kirby artwork is a must for me. I know, that's why I'm torn. I'm like, what do I do? I'm sure it is going to be 50% off, but even still, it's $150. That's even 50% off. That's still pretty pricey. When the Apple's art stops, yeah, that's true. Jim Lee has him beat on the art and story. Let's be real. Buy it. They should do a Crow Library edition then. Oh, that'd be dope. I want to be opposed to that. I don't know if it's thick enough for them to really justify it, but that'd be dope. I'd take it. Double dip for sure on Fourth World. It will be 2 volumes. Volume 1's like 800 and some odd pages, not like double that. Top Dollar is a feat. Yes. Great is a great feature, great villain. Yeah, Top Dollar is one of the most interesting villains in the Crow. I love him. Also, do you know anything about the Frankenstein by Bernie Wright's an artist edition? I'm really looking forward to that one. I didn't know they were doing an artist edition. I've only seen the deluxe, like the hardcover one that's like out of print and everybody gets. But if they re-release it, I wouldn't be opposed to buying one because that art is phenomenal.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, that would be incredible. I like what you did there, Steve. However, I think there have been some decision fans have questioned since Lee has been in charge, and I hear him get zero criticism. New 52 Batman Inc. is the one he was referring to.
Sweet. That should be all you need.
I have Y and singles. I'll probably just stick with those, but I got absolutes on my wish list. Would you rather have great writing with bad art or bad writing with great art? Personally, great writing, bad art.
Same here.
Absolutely. I'd rather just have both be great, but yeah. Definitely. Should I get the first Epic collection of Daredevil? Yes, you will love it, JT. I'm not just saying that. I'm based off your taste and things. Yes, by all means, dude, get that Epic collection of Daredevil. You'll dig it. I picked up Why the Last Man Omnibus, Batman and Robin, and Absolute Sandman 2 for $160 at Target. That's not a bad deal at all, man. That's a good one.
I'm living in the wrong place.
Good writing, bad art. As much as comics are an art medium, I read the comics hoping for a good story. The art's a bonus. I agree 100%. Yep. By the way, Rob Liefeld now has a podcast called Robservations. He's too good to do ours, but now he's going to... Oh, that son of a bitch.
I wonder if his podcast is just like, well, see, I like Batman, but I think if I were to do Batman, here's what I would do.
His name would be... Well, I was going to say Catman, but that one's already been done.
Batman X.
Instead of Bruce Wayne, it would be Bobby Flay. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Bruce Drain.
I've been enjoying them. Deb, really, I was thinking the opposite for me. I read comics for the art. Otherwise, I just read a book. Can you think of any examples? JT, you can still get the first Daredevil Omnibus, which has the same content as the first two epics, as well as an additional issue of Fantastic Four. That is also true. Both great reads. So what you're really saying is this is the Mike show featuring Matt. Not the live show, no. I think I kind of take control over that. But I would say the channel is more the Mike channel featuring Matt. I would say that. We'll go that route. The hardcover comic featuring Matt.
You guys are getting silly.
Everybody says the Why the Last Man is the biggest, but there are a number that are bigger than that one. No, why it's not the biggest. It's big, sure, but it's not the biggest.
Fourth World is
Gotham. I've got the dad bod too. I'm not even a dad. Fuck my life. Yeah, man. I was like super skinny, like all throughout life, and then you get married and have kids, and you start putting on that sympathy pregnancy weight, and yeah, needless to say, it just keeps growing. But I don't have a choice. I'm actually going to have to start losing weight. Because, well, yeah, they'll just say, I'm going to be fit soon. What? I don't know about soon, but I'll be dropping some LBs.
Whipping out those P90X tapes.
Oh, dude, I've done P90. That shit hurts. Tough, it hurts. Plyometrics, the devil designed that. Yeah. Plyometrics is like the absolute worst workout in the world. So I also have DDPY yoga. That's actually fun.
I've heard that's really good.
It hurts like hell too, though. I was like, it's yoga, yeah. Dude. Yoga hurts.
Yoga's rough. I know.
It hurts.
I know, man.
Awesome deal, Joe. Did you buy them at the store through the website? Bye, JT. Watchmen is a comic book that I'm not sure will translate well to a prose book. Oh, that's his example. That's a fair one. Good example. They only sell them online, but it was the buy two get one free sale that Target was having. Daredevil's out of stock. Oh, he just looked and it's there, JT. You're wrong. We still have 3 minutes. We caught up on all of our comments and we still have 2.5 minutes to hit the 3 hour mark.
Absolutely insane. I feel like we should just do some deep breath exercises.
Is it 3 hours yet? Close. We have like 2.5 minutes.
Oh, I guess N-Man was talking about the omnibus.
Yes, he was talking about the Ross cover, not the variant cover.
Right.
The variant cover is gorgeous, though. I love that variant cover.
Man, well, I guess while we have these couple minutes left, I gotta say it's been fun to.
Yeah, man, it's been a blast. It feels good to be back. It feels so good to be back.
Oh, damn.
Hot diggity. Yeah. So Canada's borders are tentatively opening July 21st now.
Yeah.
Probably going to get pushed back again. But tentatively, they're opening July 21st.
That's right.
So you need to come down. I think Ash is actually. Well, I'll know probably tomorrow for sure. She's getting scheduled tomorrow, but Ash is going to be going in for surgery and stuff. Probably end of July, early August. So I will be taking a couple weeks off of work to help out around the house and stuff. So
fingers crossed. That's perfect timing for me too, man.
Yeah,
I hope so. I mean, to relieve you of all that space and just, I mean, you know, who knows when the hell Planet Comic Con is going to happen, but just to hang out.
Yeah, it's right now. They haven't canceled it yet. It's still scheduled for August, but I don't foresee it. They got to cancel it. I don't. Yeah, they've canceled everything else. I don't foresee them holding it, but yeah.
I mean, especially, you know, with you know, what's crazy about this whole thing though is, like, I guess for protesters, it's all right. They can all gather.
Well,
it's weird, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, we'll have Planet Comic Con in subsequent years.
That is true.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're gonna have the hardcover Comic Con when you come down. We're going to go to a bunch of shops, do some videos, do a live show with both of us in my office.
That's right.
Yeah, and we'll film you like an Uncle Scrooge shot of you swimming in all of the books you've ordered. We'll have some really nice photos for Instagram. That'll be fun.
Yeah, man. It'll be great. I'm excited. Damn it. I hope the border's open, because it's been like, you know, every time they say June, whatever,
you know, push back.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, we've hit the 3-hour mark, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you all very much for joining us. Unfortunately, it's 1:15 where I am, and I got to be up at 6:30. So
get some sleep. Oh, we hit the 3 hour mark. Thank you, everybody. We will try to do this more often. Schedules in sync. Until next time, the power is yours.
You stay classy, internet.